forever. He comes back eventually.
Just when you thought you could get rid of me, I'm back.
Program. Navigate to factory.
Hello, Jacob Diaz.
Hello, Charlie. Back so soon. Wait, how did you get my number?
Listen, I wanted to wait until we weren't being monitored.
Hey everybody, welcome to the newest episode of GameSet Live, episode 121. Yes, Wizo Gamer is going off about Best Buy, and we will let him explain in his intro. But
Welcome everyone. Thank you for having me, KY. But yeah,
oh yeah, always. You're always welcome. Always welcome. Now we got a lot of stuff to get into tonight. He's a regular panelist. He has access to the show anytime he wants it, and not everybody does. So we got a lot of stuff to get into tonight. Xbox is trimming more fat, and the Xbox app on PC got an update today, and it's already got fanboys fuming. I have a post up
I can't
on.
experience it because Best Buy wouldn't fix my fucking ROG.
I
was getting to give him a chance to tell you what happened with his device.
Wise, I don't know if you will have access to it or not, because I am part of the Insider program and my Xbox app got updated. So we are launching Steam games directly from our Xbox app at a lightning pace, and even the PlayStation games are immediate launches. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's got fanboys fuming. We'll get into that.
Can I do it on my Xbox, or is it only on the Xbox app for PC?
Right now, it's only on the Xbox app for PC, which will be the same interface you'll see when the ROG Ally X releases. I don't know if they'll wait until after that release to throw it to the rest of them. I don't know. Yet to be seen. Now, I wish I was an industry insider, but I'm not. I'm just an Xbox insider, and so I got the early app or whatnot. Paris got it today too, so apparently I'm somewhat important. If I got it at the same time Paris and Tom Warren got it, I mean, geez.
Yeah, everybody who has an Ally X apparently has it.
Oh,
if they have Game Pass, PC.
Oh,
Game Pass.
well,
that's what I heard. So yeah, I mean, I was like excited to try it, and well, yeah.
Yeah. What you see on screen is Mind's Eye that I captured and put it on screen.
Oh my god, this man is still talking about that sorry ass game.
Oh, I'm just showing the gameplay here. This is a long.
It's okay game.
The one motherfucker who played it has to stream the bitch. I mean it. Come on.
Oh, hey, that hurt. That shit hurt. But listen, we're gonna get into the intros. Mr. Fabio Amarine, I heard you were kicking TJ's ass in Halo. Tell us all about it and how you've been doing.
Well, yeah, like TJ and I finally got to play some Halo yesterday, and yeah, it was a great time. We played some Griffball, we played some big team battle. TJ was pissed off because of the maps, because they were not like big enough to fit vehicles in. We played some Halo 3.
Sounds like a fucking excuse. Sounds like a gamer trying to make a fucking excuse.
Sounds like a skill, yeah.
Let me take it back. You know what it sounds like? Oh, the game cheated. Back in the day when I was 12 years old. Oh, the fucking game cheated. You know?
We used to say that too. Yep.
I mean,
that's what the shit sounds like. Oh, the maps were too small. You know, shit.
I mean,
Grow up,
if you was
God damn it. Shit.
I mean, he was bitching like that a little bit. So yeah, I mean, what can I say?
What does this generation say? Get good? Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sound like a skill.
But yeah, tell us all about the winter that you're having down there in Brazil, please, because up here we're sweating our asses off.
Yeah, the winter.
It's hot here.
Well, Bushido, full disclosure, Bushido sweats even in the winter too. So his ass is fat as fuck.
That's
Yeah,
fact.
he's gold, so yeah.
That is 100% fact.
So what is it, Fabio? Tell us about that nice weather.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll need to. Apparently, since none of you guys are just going to fucking Google it, I'll have to just convert the goddamn
please explain.
temperature.
We can get it
The
directly.
only thing
from you,
I
though.
Google it from Brazil are the butt lifts. That's it.
Yeah,
The
yeah, you
before
look,
and after
yeah.
pictures.
Brazilian butt lift, yep. Mm-hmm.
Great. Let me check here.
Is he looking
Like
for butt
we are
lifts?
having.
No,
Yeah,
I'm looking
like
for a bikini
we
wax.
are I mean, we are.
He's looking for a
we are-
BBL.
I mean, we are having a winter that's by the beginning of the day, like when I wake up around 6 a.m., it's like 42 Fahrenheit. That would be 6 degrees Celsius. And for
What is that in
Brazil,
American?
that is really cold.
Just did. That's not that cold. 42
For you,
degrees. That's
No.
that's not cold, dude.
That's comfortable.
For
I
Brazil,
love
it
it.
is.
Give me some 42 every day.
for you,
Yeah,
might
give
be.
me
For
42
it
all
isn't.
day. That's
I don't know.
perfect.
69 is a better temperature.
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking
There you go again.
Amazing.
dude, cold is like 20 degrees or
go.
lower. So yeah.
Amazing.
I'll tell you
There we
what's not
go.
ever cold.
There we have
69. It's nice and warm.
Yeah, I bet you like that.
I like 96 better.
mean-
With my age, 96
mean-
is better than 69.
I mean, for you guys that live in a country that most of the time it is like negative all the time, I mean, that's not going to be as cold, but for us, that's not the case. That is really cold here.
Well, I mean, in winter it's supposed to be cold. It's not supposed to be fucking warm. Let's play opposite world.
I mean-
TJ, how long have you and I been streaming? This is like the first time I heard your fucking ass cuss, man. Shit.
Oh no, I can cuss, but I don't want to get Bob like fucking kicked
No,
off YouTube. and
no. This stream is set to not for kids. You can cuss all you want.
shit. Oh, that's good.
No, only thing that's gonna get Bob banned from YouTube is his search history in Google. That's it. The incognito search.
I bet you your search history could probably get Bob fucking.
Shit,
Like,
my search history can
delisted.
get me fucking fired and arrested too. What are you fucking talking about?
All right, we got Mr. Bushido on camera. Loving to see it, brother. Loving. You're looking good. Looking good. What you been playing? How you been doing? I mentioned he's on camera, and then he throws himself right off of camera.
Well, if your ass is gonna lie and
No.
say he's looking good, he's gonna just shut himself off and say this shit.
No, for some reason it froze up on me.
Sure. It
It's
must
the
have.
It couldn't handle the sexiness. That's what it was.
He's
That's what it was.
even a tease. He's a fucking tease.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Show him a little leg, take it away.
Rashida, how big are those glasses, man? I thought your head was big, but those glasses are bigger than that. Shit, man. With those big ass glasses, you can see Uranus from here. Shit.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go after his forehead.
Like this. They
Hey,
are big, though.
did you know? I was watching YouTube the other day, and there's an electric solar system theory, and that may have left like electricity in the solar system is what created the Grand Canyon, and it also left scars on your anus.
Was that the best
Yeah,
one?
that's
you could
called
come up with?
wise.
Shit.
I can't take credit for it. I stole that directly from Hecklefish on Wi-Fi's.
Yeah, you need to find another website.
There.
That one didn't work that well. That play.
Yeah, that didn't work that well.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, like you tried, you did your best there. But like we love you. We still love you, Bob. No worries.
I know.
All right.
I know.
Okay, I got a better one for you.
There you go. There you go. What you been playing, Bushy?
I have been
Bushy or-
playing Wise. Wise, it's my intro time.
Oh,
Don't cut
playing
don't forget
with
about
Wise?
intro time.
You've been playing Wise? Is that it?
Wow.
No,
Hey, at 50 years, I wouldn't know either way.
So,
Have you won
Can
the
I-
game
can I
of
have my-
Wise yet?
can I have my time? Can I?
Yep, go for it.
Before me
Hey,
and you
Todd!
start-
Let
I
him
will
finish.
I will mute everybody but you.
Wait. Let me get the hit the poly joint. Listen, I don't need to do all this. I'll leave. You know, I have to take this. Yeah,
Well, you'll go
We will
back in
for
your.
sure appreciate it.
that's my joint. I love messing with Paul about that. Anyway, I've been playing Starfield again. I went back to start playing Starfield. I went back and started to play Alan Wake 2. I'm trying to finish that game. Alan Wake's part is boring, but the FBI agents is better. But Alan Wake's part just started getting good just recently. So now I'm on the last, I think, two. I'm about the 3/4 done. About 3/4 done. And trying to think what else I'm playing. I think that's it. Because I want to finish that and I want to jump on Refutazio. I haven't played that yet. And then I want to play some Space Marines.
You've not played Fantasia yet?
No, my
Really?
backlog is
wow.
long.
No, because I know how much of a JRPG fan you are, and you would think
Yeah.
that Fantasia would be the one
Yeah.
game that you would go to because it's an Atlas game, you know?
Well,
Atlas game,
remember,
which is-
I just finished Expedition 33.
Mhm.
So I played that for an extended period of time because they had extra bosses to beat. And so I went through to beat those bosses. And so it took longer than usual, but I enjoyed it. Oh man, I enjoyed it. That is one of my favorite games of all time now. In the
It's
top 5.
amazing that
easily.
game came out the
All
way
time.
it did. Did y'all
It did,
see
yeah.
Skillup's video on that game?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God! Everyone on the panel, everyone on the chat. I mean, I'm not trying to, push up somebody's web YouTube, but if I do, great. Go watch Skillup's the making of.
Oh, I watch
Clear
Skill Up all
Obscura.
the time. Skill Up
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Game
so
Ranks, they're great.
He just dropped one, the making of this game, Clear Obscura. It is fucking bananas. I don't even want to say anything in it. It's fucking, you got to watch it. It's fucking bananas how this team came to be. It will blow your fucking
Anybody else
mind.
finish the game besides me?
Huh?
Anybody else finish it? Anybody else finish it besides me? Yeah, that's right, man. You did talk about it. But we were supposed to talk about it at length, but we couldn't because everybody else on the panel didn't finish it yet. That game is, I was talking to somebody and they was like, I don't get emotional. Risk it. He said, I don't get emotional, when it comes to games. I said, listen, I don't either. But in that game, there are about 2 to 3 moments in it where you like, oh, this is messed up. Oh man, it's deep. It's a really great game.
But let me add this. Most of the people, the sound designer, the lead,
music.
no, not just sound, but also like the
I'm just saying
platform
music, yeah.
developer, the design of the fucking characters. None of these people have ever created a single video game. They were not even in the video game space. They were picked up from LinkedIn and Reddit.
And Reddit, yep.
Yes, that is
Yep.
the fucking blows my mind. How
They
do
even
you
got
make a
they
game
even got the
like this?
sound. The person who did the music for the game off of Reddit. I was done when I heard that. I was like, what? It's a lot of
That just
talent on
proves.
the street.
And this
That
is the
just proves there's a lot of talent out there.
No, but
Yeah.
this brings up the point what I'm talking about. You got a game, you got 30 people who made it, 30 half of whom are not even in gaming, make a game like that, does well, what is everything we
Right.
wanted, and you're telling me 100 people studio cannot make a fucking decent game? Get your fucking ass
Yep.
out of here.
Yep, and it's half the damn budget of the big games.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a
which
double A
is
game.
crazy.
I look like
Yeah,
a
I know.
double A.
But it
is
looks like
the-
a AAA game because it
Yeah.
looks fucking good. It plays
so
well. It looks good.
It's a double A game too. Really good game. So
I am liking the fact my favorite aspect of this generation are these games that are coming out of left fucking field and
Yeah.
slapping people upside the fucking head. Like
Yeah, I'm getting tired of buggy ass games. Like a
Baldur's
lot of
Gate
these
3,
games are coming with features missing. It's like, dude, you got 1,000 people making a fucking game. You know why COD can shit out a fucking game and just bring it out every year? Well, because they got 2,000 employees. They got a guy that does the trees. They got a guy that does the debris. They got a guy that does the characters, and the guy that does the code that's shit that allows cheaters to play. So, yeah,
Oh, there we
you
go.
get another
Well, see,
shiny
therein
turd
lies the
again.
problem, right?
Sorry.
You've got individual company, individual sub things making these games, and then you got one person or one small team tasked to bringing it all together, and they're holding it on with bubblegum tape and a prayer. You know.
Yeah, but it plays
Okay,
better
let's
than
finish.
the bigger
Let's
games.
finish our intros.
go ahead.
Wizo Gamer, you're up next. You tell us all about what you've played. How are you doing these days? And what's wrong with Best Buy?
Well, I'm doing good. Well, thank you for having me again. Yeah, I will just make myself welcome whenever I want. So fuck you. But anyhow.
Wow.
I mean, he's not lying.
To you.
Truth hurts, you know.
I
It
mean,
hurts
you
so
do
good.
know that, right?
No, but yeah.
Poor Bobby.
So I've been playing. I wanted to play on this thing, and I've always had a good experience with this. This is the LAYOFFS, and it stopped holding a charge. So I think it just is a battery needs replacement. So I typed in my serial number into the Aces website. They said take it to Best Buy. I take it to Best Buy. I get a message the next day today that hey, it's ready. I'm like, well, fuck, that was quick. Maybe it was just a battery flip, so I didn't think it was.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what I
That was
thought too.
quick.
Yeah, but then I go there like, oh, we can't fix shit. Like, what the fuck do you mean
What?
you can't fix it? They're like,
Oh
we don't have the SKUs. What? I'm like, okay. I go to the fucking website.
You
I
have
bought this
warranty,
device
right?
yes, I divide. This is still in warranty. It's not even been a year yet.
Yeah,
It
that's
wouldn't be-
fucked up.
Yeah, like, and they refuse to fix it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What do you mean?
Okay, go TJ.
I mean, but that's fine.
He was just so like he thought it was so absurd that
Think about TJ.
I
I'm
just
done with
remember
this shit.
there's a
TJ
long inside joke which I'm gonna tell later
TJ said
on.
I can't do it. Can't do it.
Best Buy.
I hate Best Buy. I'm going on strike. That's what I'm doing.
No, but yeah. Well, I got in contact with Aces and I said, "What do y'all want me to do? You told me to go to Best Buy. They ain't fixing it. So what do you do?" So they gave me an
It was like,
yeah. Well, long story short, I wanted to play that because I wanted to try what KYU had access to because I'm very intrigued with that. That has been my biggest, I would say, bottleneck in becoming a PC gamer. That I mean, like my time is so protracted. When I come home at night, I don't want to sit and fidget with BIOSes and all that shit. I just want to get in my game, and because at most any given night, I get maybe at most an hour time to play. I don't want to sit there and start fidgeting with like best optimizations and shit like that at that time. That's just me. So if they can do this with the app that you have, I'm down day one. Hey, it's everything I want. You know.
So
But-
it's funny you should bring that up because I'm going to put that on screen right now for everybody who has not seen it on my Twitter post. Here you go. This is me launching a PlayStation game. Oh, look at that. Let me fix this for everybody.
Why aren't you streaming on Discord?
Don't leave the chat
stream on Discord?
in the way.
He wants to chat. Yeah, please. That would be lovely. Wants to show to who's watching the damn stream. Wise, god damn it.
I'm waiting for Mind's Eye to be cheap.
Okay. There we go.
But they're gonna. Here we go, starting that game.
So as you can see, my library is every Xbox game I have installed, and it also shows every Steam game I have installed. I picked a PlayStation game because I wanted to be a...
Wait. Let me go to fucking YouTube because you don't want to stream on Discord. I swear to you, God, things I do for folks. Oh, let me
Okay.
turn off Pornhub. All right.
Dave the Diver.
Pornhub does use a lot of bandwidth. Just saying.
Okay, so
But that was no more
Yeah,
anyway.
KY, no, not KY Lube, KY Bob.
Of course. I'm surprised you don't have... Are you subscribed to my channel, you asshole?
Of course I'm shit.
It's called KY Jelly. Remember, he's the spokesperson for the lube.
I mean,
Okay.
he's not wrong.
Ask who got him that deal. Me.
Okay, now I see Days Gone on the stream. That's it.
Well,
There
then
we go.
rewind a little
Okay,
bit.
you're running it. Okay, let me see it.
So the program.
Look at how fast it is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's pretty damn fast actually.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah. I picked that.
Oh god.
Well, it looks like you don't need a PlayStation anymore.
Right? I mean, it's
Hey,
It's ga-
fanboys, you're pretty
this
much screwed.
this is game changing. I mean, it really is game
So
changing.
you can put the Xbox app in your Xbox window browser, and then you can play
Yep, you could.
the games
Yep.
just like that.
Yep.
But I mean,
So
let's say-
technically, you don't even need Steam yet. You could just do it like that and cheat.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you actually, because I think it's the Xbox app on my PC is looking at all my games, all the applications that are in some way tagged as games, because it also, if I had scrolled down even farther, you'd also seen the only 2 games that I own on Epic Games Store. Those were also in the list. So I think you actually have to have those apps installed on the device in order for the Xbox app to see it. So you would have to, on your ROG Ally X, you would have to install Steam. And install the games on Steam so that the Xbox app could see them, tag them, and add them to its interface.
okay, whoa. Let me repeat what you just said. So whatever launcher I use, whether it's Epic, Xbox, GOG, whatever, I first got to download it to that platform.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you use Epic or Steam, they need to be on the device, and those games need to be installed through that launcher. And then
Let me
the
just.
Xbox app will see those games on your hard drive through that launcher, and you'll be able to launch them directly through the Xbox app. It's everything in one place.
By the way, I was curious about what TJ just said about cheating in order to just download the app on your Xbox and you don't need Steam. No, I just tried to do that right now and it said it's not supported for your device. So the only way you can
Wow.
cheat this is by using Boosteroids, which
Yeah,
gives
there
you
you
access
go.
to the Steam games. Right now, that's the only way. And then in the
Or
future console, probably there's going to be the option.
Well,
you forgot GeForce.
that's why okay, before we get into this, because this is a big topic, before we get into this,
I do have one last side question. Before you
for it.
go on to this. Okay. Can you see the games that are available to buy or purchase on said store, or are you only able to see the games on alternate clients that you have already pre-downloaded?
That's all that I can see, because in the Xbox app, in the Xbox PC app, I do not have, or if there is, somebody in the chat tell me, I could not see a Steam tab. All of my Steam games that are installed on this PC were just automatically added into my library list on the app, and
Okay,
that's
then what
where I
does-
went and
what-
launched him.
But then there's also other launchers that do similar things. Like, for example, famously so with the Asus, you have the Armory Crate on this device that does something similar. Like if you download it to the hard drive, then Armory Crate will see it. So how is that different than what Xbox app is doing?
Okay, well, that is what it is starting with the new Xbox Ally X, the new ROG Ally that's coming out for Xbox. The Xbox full screen experience is what they're calling it. That will take the place of the Armory Crate. Whenever you want to go into like settings and stuff like that, that is when Armory Crate will pop up.
So my next obvious question
the reason why they're doing that, this will probably answer that question. The reason why they're doing that is because this is going to be a unified experience across handhelds, PC and future consoles. The key word there, future. I don't think they are going to bring this experience to the current series consoles.
So when something is running like on in this using this app, if you will, is it still using Steam or Epic Games as their launcher, or is it using Xbox as the
The
launcher?
Steam launcher is still in the background. It was on my taskbar.
Okay.
So it's
So it's
running
still
double
opening
the
Steam. You're just
bandwidth.
not privy to it.
Right.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But I mean, you're just talking about a launcher, and Steam, and sitting on the Steam dashboard isn't really. I mean, it's not taking up a whole lot unless you have got like an update or something going through Steam, which you have to trigger yourself. Because usually when automatic updates are usually planned 2-3 weeks out, and unless you really want the update, you can start it when you want it.
So the only store that's there is the Microsoft Store, where you can buy the actual game from.
Yes. Right now on the Xbox PC app, the only things that are there are Game Pass and the store and your library, of course. And your library is already picking up every game you have installed on your PC, no matter whether it's GOG, Epic, Steam. It shows it there.
So do you think they're one day planning on bringing all of the stores there, or are they not going to do that because it's going to cut in on their bottom line? Essentially, because if you're going to go buy the game from Steam,
I don't think it's going to cut into their bottom line at all. I don't think they're worried about that whatsoever, because whether you're launching the game there or whether you're buying the game there, you're still essentially in their ecosystem, and that's where they want you. At that point, you are an active user and you are a potential purchaser of anything that pops up on that screen before you go to your library.
But if they have a game in the, say, for let's just say, for argument's sake, let's just say I don't know, Fable. Okay, say Fable comes out next year, right?
Okay,
fair enough.
And Fable's on Steam, but they make more money if you bought it from Microsoft Store than you did the Steam Store. So even they're still making money if you buy it from Steam as well, because they're the people who publish the game, but they're still making a higher percentage if you buy it off of the Microsoft Store, correct?
Yes, this is correct. But you're not. But if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you don't pay anything for the game other than your monthly subscription that Xbox already has you for.
Yeah, but dollar for dollar, you might say, oh, it's only $10 a game, but even if it's $5 a game, if they're selling X number of games, what motivation would they have to put anybody else's launcher on here? Well, anybody else's store on here, not launcher, but store. You would think, being apples for apples, if I make more money if the guy buys it from me, yes, I'm going to let them play Steam on my app. But when it comes to buying a new game, I would like to funnel them optimally into the into the Microsoft Store because I make more money. I mean, that's just business 101 common sense, right?
No, like not necessarily, because if they are making it available for you to just pay for the subscription and have access to the game itself, or previously before we have the goddamn Steam store on Xbox consoles, like if you have the game also available on Steam and PlayStation, they are going to probably be getting less of a cut in profits than compared to the Microsoft Store, right? So like what they are trying to do, I think, is like just give the option, because the more platforms there are available, the more people will buy it, because either they are going to choose to play and buy it wherever they prefer. And what matters is that we don't care about how much of the profit we are going to be getting from that individual purchase. We just want to buy it because we are going to have that constant flow of cash coming.
But what if it's a single player game like South of Midnight?
Doesn't matter. It continues to be available Steam, Xbox, Microsoft Store, and Game Pass. They still made exactly that. They're
Well, let me
doing
say
that
that.
right
Let
now.
me say it this way: if the only company that can afford to do this will probably be Microsoft, because whether they make 30% or 100%, I mean, it's still not optimal, but yeah, they can cut their losses and say, okay, at least that we sold the game. I can say
I
that.
mean,
Well,
but
But
not only
but
that.
here's
I
the thing.
mean, when your publishing houses are making 10 times more games than the other ones every year at this point, I mean, because we're outside of the 2020 bug, and let's face it, uh,
optimally,
Xbox Game Studios are churning and burning. I mean, they're putting out game after game after game. I mean, there's no end in sight. I mean, we've already got a 2026 roadmap that looks
Yep.
amazing for their 2025 or their
Here's
25-year
Forza.
y'all
anniversary.
do realize that had this been done even 3 years ago, this would not be a debate. We would not be in this situation that we're in right now. I think that the problem has been that cadence, and I hope that this cadence that they have, they stick with it, because I think they can do it, and I think that it's going to pay massive dividends, because what what they're trying to do is basically come into the name of gaming. Like, okay, it's kind of like, okay, when you tell a kid, let's go somewhere to eat, what does like a 5-year-old say? He says
McDonald's.
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 Right. He
Yep.
doesn't. Well, you're like, okay, we can get burger and fries from Five Guys. Well, shit, they don't want a Five Guy burger. They want McDonald's,
Nope.
But
right?
Five Guys burgers are amazing.
Mickey D's. Mickey D's.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mickey D's. Yeah, and so it's the same situation. Like now, because of gaming, it's just because they've just been around long. Gaming has been synonymous with Nintendo and PlayStation. Like they don't play. They
Right.
want to play PlayStation. They don't want to play a game. They want to. Oh, I'm playing PlayStation. What do you do? Oh, I'm playing PlayStation.
No,
What are you playing?
nobody
Oh, I'm playing
bats an
PlayStation.
eye.
Huh?
Nobody bats an eye. They just look at it and say, "Oh, it's a PlayStation. It's a Sony device."
Yeah.
So they'll just buy it.
No. It's not that
Secondhand
they'll buy
nature.
it, but like even in the natural verbiage, like they don't drink
Yeah.
coffee, they drink Starbucks. They don't play games, they play PlayStation. They don't eat burgers, they eat
Yeah.
McDonald's. You know that name that comes in there. And see, that is
Yep.
the problem. That is what they need to sort of, if
Mind
they really
share.
want the mind share, they need to get into that mind share and say, you know what, we have to equate Xbox with gaming, so that just as people say, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm playing PlayStation. They could say, oh, I'm playing Xbox, which some of them are, but it's not as pronounced as the reach, if you will, of Nintendo and PlayStation, but because they've just been doing it longer. They've been around
Yep.
more
I
generations
mean,
than Microsoft has.
yeah. When it comes to the time frame, of course, there's going to be a bigger popularity for PlayStation and Nintendo. There's no doubt about that. Or even Sega, if they continue to be making a console, because at the time those were the consoles that we had, and like they were in the gaming industry for way longer. But I think that somebody that like, okay, I care. I want to have the best value for my buck. Would be willing to like, okay, I'm gonna grab like, and I want to play on a console. He's going to say, okay, I want to play Game Pass, and then he will be saying, what are you playing? I'm playing Xbox. I think that would be a situation that he would be saying it instead of like just simply what are the companies that are related to gaming. That's just Nintendo and Sony. I don't think so. I think that Microsoft, with the way they are doing things, and especially because they are giving you so many games through the subscription, and like they are doing, let's be honest, they all they care is money. Of course, every single one of them only cares about money, but the one that is giving you the biggest value for it because of the subscription is Xbox. So I think that would be a situation where they would be like willing, there would be a percentage of people that are going to be saying, what are you playing? I'm playing PlayStation, I'm playing Nintendo, and I'm playing Xbox. But you are playing Xbox not because of the reasons that the gaming industry started, which were about purely exclusives at the time. It is something more because of the value that you are getting from it, I think.
But like, if you untether yourself from a single physical device that you tie your brand behind, then you also sort of at the same time, are you even like developing a console? So let me go down my argument here. There's going to come a point in time, whether it's in a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever, right? there's going to come a point in time where you can play any game on any device you want. And really the only difference is going to be the console experience and, of course, your first party IPs, right? And their releasing cadence, if you will. If you do not tether yourself to a box, like if you say, okay, Nintendo's a console, then you can lift up like a Switch or a Switch 2 and say, this is a Nintendo console. And if you have to do the same thing with PlayStation, you can either lift up a 5 or a 4 and say it's a console. But when with the problem with this whole situation is that it's not a console. There's no console. There's like a console is more than just a device. It's like an ecosystem in and of an enclosed ecosystem. It's games that were made for said device, specifically chips that were pre-programmed for said device only, and that's it. And so what I'm afraid of is that Microsoft going down this route, it's really good for me as a gamer, but I think they lose something in brand identity when it comes to Xbox as a console.
I think they gain a lot in brand identity because if you listen to any PC gamer on YouTube, they hate the Xbox app. And I could already tell that when I saw Paris's tweet on Twitter of him launching a Steam game directly from his app, the first thing I did is went to the Microsoft store and looked for my updates. And of course, there was an Xbox app update. And so I downloaded it and then I launched the Xbox app. And it's snappier. It works a lot better. As you can see on screen, I scrolled right down to the game I wanted. I clicked on it. I clicked it, and boom, I'm right into the loading screen of a game on Steam through my Xbox app. And that's going to hit a special place for a lot of PC gamers because they don't like the Xbox app the way that it was. But if they could access every game they have on their PC through only one interface and it's seamless, that's gonna speak worlds to them. And if they can bring that, and we've already seen that they plan on doing it. We can see it in the tea leaves. They're going to do this on their next iteration of consoles. Also, you're going to turn a bunch of console gamers into essentially PC gamers because
and see, but that's the problem. But
no, it's not.
Lies the rub.
There's right now you've got it's gonna increase competition because right now you have PlayStation games they release and they're only competing with other console games. They don't even compete with PC games because there's a cadence as to when they do release on Steam. When you give everybody the option to go and look right into Steam and see, dude, there are, like, I'm a survival buff. I love survival games. I think they're really cool. There are so many neat survival games on Steam that console gamers have never even heard of. And they're unreal. They're awesome.
Well, see, this is the problem that I'm having. And this is also a problem that I have on Twitter. People, when I worry about and I voice or vocalize my concerns for Xbox, they are lumping those concerns with Microsoft Gaming. And I'm trying to make everyone understand that Microsoft Gaming and Xbox are in and of itself separate entities in and of itself. Microsoft Gaming really has not much to do with Xbox. Xbox was the box on which the games were played, but now it's become more of an app. So I'm not worried about Microsoft's gaming's future. I think that future is golden. I think they're great. They're in a great position, especially if they can keep the cadence of games that they're releasing. What I'm worried about is Xbox as a brand within Microsoft. If what they're doing is they're devolving Xbox into an app that can be played on a ROG, it could be played on a PC and stuff like that. So whenever you access this full screen experience, right, when there will be a point in time where these PC players that you're talking about are going to say, okay, yeah, it's an Xbox app, but it's just a better Windows experience, if you will. So that sort of that diminishes the value of the name Xbox. And that is what I'm having a problem with. That, Microsoft seems okay to diminish the value of that brand itself. Not Microsoft Gaming, not any of the games, just the brand Xbox itself. Because they've devolved it from a console that was here into an app that spreads. Now, are there benefits to that? Yes, but there are also negatives. going down this road. You lose a certain degree of identity for the brand that you've established years prior being an Xbox.
Yeah, but
I
small amount. It's a
I
small amount.
disagree. I
Like
couldn't
the
disagree with you
numbers speak
more,
for themselves.
Like,
Wise, because
no, I understand where Wise is coming from, because what he's trying to say is, the traditional experience that you had with the OG Xbox and the 360, and that we last have during like the mid parts of the Xbox One generation, previously before like the console itself started to put their games on PC, because and they started to focus on cloud because they started to transform into an ecosystem.
Mhm.
Why is this talking about like the end of that traditional way of doing gaming business, which is something that Nintendo has been faithfully doing since the beginning? They've done well, then failed, done well, then failed. Like, it's amazing. Nintendo has a very interesting history with their console, where one console is amazing and it does amazing success, and then the other one is doing really crap, and they go back and forward all the time. And and PlayStation is trying as hard as possible to continue with that thought process, but
Mhm.
they are still also working towards not just one console, just one platform. They they themselves said our ecosystem, because they are working with doing a cloud service, because you have the PlayStation Portal. They are putting their games on PC. It's not day and date. Doesn't matter. Their games are on PC. The huge majority of them are on PC. So that becomes an ecosystem in some way.
Right.
And the way that we had like other factors, such as the Helldivers 2 debacle, where people were being forced to do a PlayStation account and blocked many
Yeah, but they
regions to
got rid
do
of
that.
that.
Yeah, they got rid of that because they were blocking so many regions. But still, their idea is to go like, okay, let's do a gradual, let's like do a gradual transition where the console becomes an ecosystem. With Xbox, that traditional way of console business has officially ended. It
Now,
has
and what
been
we
for
can
a long
argue,
time.
and there is a debate to be had about, is the model that Nintendo is prescribing to and PlayStation is trying to stick to a viable model 10 years from now, 15 years from now. That is a debate that is well worth having. But at
That
this
is a good
juncture,
question. Yeah.
but
No, but
at
like I
this,
think
oh,
I think that, sorry there, but like I think that for Xbox it wouldn't be, because they were doing that traditional business before, during the Xbox One generation, and nobody cared. Nobody bought the console. So like people always said the Xbox One console was horrible.
Well,
Nobody bought
it
it. La di da, blah 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 blah. And
it
yeah,
it,
they
it
were like,
wasn't because nobody cared. It was the fact that they fucked up with the marketing. TV, 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 and if you want to play your old games, buy an Xbox 360.
and yet
That's what fucked Xbox in the ass. Let's be
and yet
realistic.
and
So
yet there
no.
no,
we
what fucked
and yet there
Xbox
we
in the
go.
ass
Like, wait,
was
wait.
not even that. What fucked Xbox in the ass was in the three. First of all, you have to know the general motivation behind Xbox coming into the console space. Anyways, they were with Dreamcast. Dreamcast floundered. They were scared for
Yep.
PlayStation bringing Linux IP to the living room, and they didn't want that. They want a Windows IP in the living room, so
Yep.
that's why Xbox is a thing. Now, that being said, so they only thing they wanted was the device, so that they had there was a offering for Windows for the living room. That's all their intentions
Yep.
were for the.
Yep. That's the
Now
whole grand scheme. Yep.
but the problem was, back in the day, the only way you could get that on a TV was through a set top box. Technology being what it was. But as you saw, the later end of 360, when it became popular, Xbox saw that all these third parties were bringing games to their platform, and they said, well, shit, we don't care about the games, or erroneously enough, we just want to create a platform that all the third parties can sort of put their games on. And that was why they cut a lot of their first party IP in the 360 generation. Remember, Lionhead Studios famously got shuttered. There was a lot of
I know.
No,
yeah.
no, not 360. Not 360. That was the Xbox One generation.
No, but
I
they
had
started
that
shuttering. They started shuttering first party at around the time the Kinect was a thing. Once they released the Kinect and they said, okay,
It
we're
was
going to
like
go down this road.
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the fucking that's where it all fucking started. That is there. Because once you lose the first party, then why does anyone come to
It's
your
your
box?
identity. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
big shout out to
Yeah.
Sir X-Man in the chat. He chimed in when Wise was on one of his rants, and he said blah blah blah.
Oh, go tell him to go fuck himself. Go change his diapers. About time. It's probably soiled.
Damn!
Man, go take your nap.
You gonna take that, Sir X-Man? I wouldn't take it. I really wouldn't. I got to be honest with you.
Go take your old man nap.
Go change out your colostomy bags, Sir X-Man.
So, Wise, I gotta. But Xbox has been building towards this for the last 10 years. And
Microsoft has been building towards this, not Xbox.
And no. Now listen. I have to correct you here. You kept talking about Microsoft gaming and Xbox losing its identity, and I think you couldn't be more wrong. I think Microsoft
please tell me where
Microsoft has fully embraced Xbox. Games for Windows is no more. This is called an Xbox full screen experience, not a Windows gaming full screen experience. Xbox is the platform that Microsoft has decided to die on with their gaming division. Xbox is it, but Xbox is a platform now. Xbox has lost the console war. It's not a mystery to anybody that when it comes to the plastic box wars, Xbox was not it. But if Xbox as a platform can put their games, their service on every device you can put in your hands, then at the end of the day, I could play Xbox while I'm on break or on lunch at work. I can think about that PlayStation game for whenever I get home.
What happened then with the whole Steam boxes, and because this was the same model Steam was trying to sort of.
The Steam box
Steam
was
they're not a hardware company. They're a software company. So
Steam box was a home console for Steam, and the Steam Deck, with their handheld device, it came out. It was kind of almost so PC gamers are used to playing on PC. In my honest opinion, PC gamers are not. They're not going to adopt they're not going to adopt a handheld portable option as much as console gamers, because as console gamers, we've seen the benefits of the Switch. We've seen what Nintendo has done with the Switch, and PlayStation was looking forward to getting a Switch-like experience, but instead they got the Portal, which is
it was them trying to test the waters, because remember they got their ass handed to them with the Vita, so they're kind of scenario.
The Vita didn't have this. It didn't have the full support that the PSP did. The Vita was kind of riding on the PSP's coattails, but they didn't give it the same service, the same respect that they gave the PSP. The PSP came out with, when the PSP launched, I mean, blockbuster after blockbuster after blockbuster on your home console had a PSP version. The Vita fell short on that front horribly. And as all I'm saying is that as console gamers, we are ready to accept a hot, because let's face it, when we think about Nintendo versus Xbox PlayStation is more of a high-powered AAA game provider than Nintendo is. Now that's going to change with the Switch 2. Up until this point,
you do have a good point there.
I have to beg to differ, because of the games at launch of the Switch 2, number 3 is Cyberpunk 2077, and it doesn't run half bad. And it's
it's a miracle port. It's one of those. It's kind of like Witcher 3 on the original Switch. It's like I bought it, but like a fucking, it was a clusterfuck to run, especially in handheld. I just bought it because hey, they can fucking do that. You know, same thing with
but like,
Cyberpunk, but it's done better. Yeah, go ahead.
like
Go
one
ahead.
thing, go on, Bob. No, go on, Bob.
No,
Please.
well, I was just saying, as far as handhelds go, and the direction that Xbox is taking, as far as being not only your PC place to find all your games and enjoy all your games and launch all your games, but it looks like they're going for the console direction to also launch on your games. And let's be honest, there's less than 30% of PC gamers play PC games in their living room. If I can launch a Steam game, any Steam game, minus, I mean, yes, I could probably hook a keyboard and mouse up to my new Xbox, but
Yeah,
that's not really comfortable. As far as fully controller supported games on Steam, to be able to play them in my living room, that's groundbreaking. And
that's gonna kill Sony.
From that aspect, I am truly afraid that I'm not going to be able to get an Xbox ROG Ally on launch, because I believe this handheld is going to crush it, because you're offering all kinds of gamers from all different aspects a powerful
Don't forget that.
It's a powerful hand.
$900.
I don't care. I don't care. Like,
I don't care either. Yeah.
I don't care either. But you're saying, oh, it's going to be $900 for it. I don't know, man.
I care.
Well,
I care.
the
That's
US
a lot to ask from
the US price is supposed to be $7.99 for the X version and $4.99 for the white version.
Are you sure about that? Because if you go to the Best Buy website right now, the LIX, the one that just broke on me, it's still is listed as $900 new.
Like
I saw it the other day for $800.
It's still a rumor. Like,
yeah, I saw it the other day for $800
on the Best Buy website.
No, this is brand new on Newegg.
No, I'm talking about Best Buy. I'm just talking about, like, Best Buy was the licensed partner for Asus to sell the Ally and Ally X, and that's where I got that one from last time, by the way. But when I went on their website, they were listing it at $900. So that's why when me and like Lemon and all of us were looking at that device, we're like, it's $900 because we paid $800. I paid $800 for my Ally X, but for some reason they went up $100. So is it going to be $800, $900? It's going to be one of those two prices for the Ally X version, at least. I know.
Yeah,
and that's still a huge asking price for whoever you ask, no matter what that device does.
But both versions are going to have RDNA 3.5. They're both going to have FSR 3. They're going to have 1x frame gen. You put that thing at 20 watts, you're going to pull 60 frames a second on anything. And it's just, to have that in my hands and take it anywhere, it's
right.
It's just, it's crazy.
Let this sink in, Bob. I mean, the fact that you can dock it and it will do 4K, because I did some research on it, and apparently you're going to be able to do it with the new Xbox version of it. So, yeah, in a way, it's a console. It can replace your Xbox. It literally is a little monster in your hand.
You can dock it. Yeah. You can dock it with, I think you can dock it. You can go redneck dock, which just sitting on a table and hooking 2 USB-Cs up to it. Or they sell a dock for the ROG that has an Ethernet port and everything on the back of it, full HDMI. I think that dock is like $50 or $60 for the full dock. And it has a 1080p screen on it, but that Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme is capable of more than that. You could put that on. You can connect your earbuds. You can connect your wireless controllers to everything in it, because it is essentially, at the end of the day, it's still a Windows device.
Bob, it says it can do 4K when it's docked, just not when it's on the go.
Well, it's only got a 1080p screen. What would be the point?
Yeah, yeah, but like
It'd be
when you
like
dock
wasted
it,
power.
that's a huge selling point for people that want a console, but they don't want just an Xbox. You know, they want something a little bit smaller that they can unhook and then take it on the go. It'll be 1080p, but if you want to hook it up to a TV, now it's 4K. So I mean,
Yeah,
and the
I wouldn't
fact that you can play Steam and Xbox, that's really good.
Well, let me say this though. Let me be the, I guess, the guy who wants to go back to
Debbie
center a little
Downer.
bit here. Yeah, I mean, TJ, you said so. Oh, it's going to kill PlayStation. What's going to really do this next generation is really going to stress how important first party day and date is. Why I say that? Because as you said that, okay, earlier, oh, they're going to kill PlayStation, but there are like fans like me, like Death Stranding 2. I wanted to play it the day it came out, like Yotai. When it comes out, I want to play it the first minute it comes out. So waiting for me is not acceptable. Now, there are people who do not mind waiting for PlayStation's first party IP for a year. And for them, I think this dual boot, or whatever, this dual boot might be a great option. Or, this new launcher that they have is
I
going
don't
to
know. I
be a
think they're
great.
gonna start speeding that up.
Yeah.
Don't really
But
shit again. Sorry about that one. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, but
They
that's
gotta
what it's
speed
going to
that
be.
up.
In the end, it's going to be,
Yeah.
do you want to buy this console where you get all third party and PlayStation day and date? Or do you want to buy this console where you still get all third party as well and first party, and you have access to Game Pass, but you have to wait a year for PlayStation games?
Or get a PC.
Yeah, but they'd be
No,
cheaper.
you still have to wait a
So
year for their first party. Like Yotai is not coming day and date on PC,
Mm.
so you still have to wait.
yeah.
So but that's what I'm saying.
It's-
It's going to stress how important that is to the average consumer. If that consumer feels the PlayStation IP is important enough to warrant a day and date, then they're going to buy the PlayStation. And if they don't think
No,
so,
but
then
But
they're
my
going to buy the
question
no,
Xbox.
no,
is,
no. Here's the thing. Some games when it comes to like day and date, you mean like Xbox games coming day one on PlayStation?
Yeah. Yep. Xbox game
Um,
coming day one on PlayStation and on PC. Xbox comes
I
day
mean,
date on PC anyways. So
yeah,
yeah.
on PC it is coming. PlayStation, not the case. They are like some games, of course, they are being released day and dates. But like, take a look at what happened.
Yeah, but
Hellblade 2, one
but
year
that's
after. Forza Horizon,
but
4 years after. Years of
that
War
illustrates my point.
Reloaded. How many fucking years was that?
Yeah, but that's my point exactly. Like whether you're going to buy a PlayStation for their PlayStation IP and wait a year for Xbox games, or buy the Xbox and wait a year for the PlayStation games, you're waiting a year for a first party IP of
And
some
it
kind. So that is what
yeah,
I'm saying.
but
The
you're
next
still
generation is
spending
going to
the
stress the
money to get
importance of
those
that.
games. So that's the question you really got to ask.
Look at
Because I
it.
get what you're saying, Wise. I really do. But you got to think about it like this as a consumer, especially the parents that are going to buy their kids an Xbox or a PlayStation, whatever. You got to think of
PC.
it like this. Like, am I going to give little Billy a PlayStation, but I have to buy every damn game that he wants, and it's full fucking price, $80? Or do I go on Xbox, or do I just get Game Pass and I get it for cheaper? And also, the Xbox runs Steam, which allows him to play the PlayStation games when they come on sale when they go on Steam.
You're
Because
talking
let's
about
be realistic.
you're talking about a very small handful of parents that will actually know any of those things.
Oh,
Right.
I know. I'm talking about the ones that actually want to pay attention to their damn wallet. But there is a number of people that are like that. But the other
But
problem is you gotta look at, here's the big problem with this. Like, I love how people say, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for the Xbox games to come to PlayStation. It's like, okay, you could play my old ass games. Even if they release day and date, it's like you still had, you know what, there's already rumors that the next Halo is gonna be on the PlayStation. But you know what's funny? The older
What's that?
Halos are not even being confirmed yet. So
Mhm.
that just proves that Microsoft's still holding on to some sentimental value of having exclusives, kinda. And if anybody's sitting there saying, "Well, no, they're not," it's like, look how long it took them to fucking release them on PlayStation. And yes, they're doing it because they're pivoting, yes. But at the same time, it's like I look at PlayStation and all their games are just single player games. So I could just sit there and wait until they come to Steam for a way cheaper price versus going to buy a PlayStation, buy the controllers, buy the headsets, then go buy the games at full fucking price and then beat it and then be done, and then I'm sitting there waiting for 4 years for the next fucking game.
But to be honest with you, TJ,
It's
I don't
really
think.
sad.
But I don't think when I've seen you as a gamer, you don't really gravitate towards those type of games, anyways. I mean,
Oh,
I
I
don't think.
played single player games. I used to play them a lot, but
Right.
nowadays I don't got time to sink like 100 hours, 200 hours into a fucking game. I actually
Right.
work, and that's the annoying part. Like people sit there and they say, "Well, you used to. Why don't you do it now?" It's like because I have a job. I'm tired after fucking work. Maybe I just want to play a game for a little bit and then go to bed.
Yeah.
Shit.
I want to play a single player game where I control everything, not a game
Yeah.
where I just got off work, which frustrates me. I don't want to come home and play a game where some 12-year-old is going to frustrate me playing multiplayer.
Talking about
Yeah,
your
but
mother.
like, and also I just don't like the quick time events. It's like, am I watching a fucking movie or am I playing the game? I'm not trying to be a dick because I do like what PlayStation makes. I've seen their games, and I've played a couple of them. But the annoying part is they have identity crisis. PlayStation does, because at the end of the day, when is their games coming out? Ghost of Yote, okay, that's one. Okay, where's Wolverine?
That's it for this year. They've announced they
Yep,
only
I know.
plan to do one major first party game a year.
And that's really fucking sad for paying 500, 600, whatever you want to pay for that damn console.
Yep.
It's not worth the value of sitting there saying, "Well, I'm getting it for the exclusives." Yeah, you're getting it for one a year. Okay, so in a 5-year game,
it's
console generation, you got 5 games.
I'm a
Oh
Nintendo
boy,
fan.
you
I'm a
you
Nintendo
got
fan.
5 games. Oh boy,
No, I pay.
that's terrible.
But okay, on the same time, you've got
Hmm.
3.5 million people who bought a Switch 2 on just Mario Kart.
Yeah,
So you're not gonna like, okay, and I'm not even a fan of Mario Kart. Like, to be honest with you, I'm looking forward to Donkey Kong Bonanza more than I am Mario Kart. But point being is that, like, okay, there are the same thing with Nintendo games. They're gamers. Like, there are gamers who you can sit here and say how boring Breath of the Wild was, how trivial Tears of the Kingdom is, how much of a ripoff Splatoon might be to COD. But
I mean, a Switch is cheaper than a PlayStation, though. Wise, that's the problem.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah, the new one, but I'm talking about, like, in comparison. I'm like, it's just not justifiable. I mean, like, I used to be a PlayStation fan. I used to be a PlayStation fan before I became an Xbox fan. That's the funny thing.
I mean, so we have to think about, so it's a double-edged sword situation. It's been talked about online and social media. You've got PlayStation. You remember when Xbox was acquiring ABK, and PlayStation was afraid that the Call of Duty would no longer be available on PlayStation. They were afraid of that, and they went to the FCC and and the European Union, and they were like, "Look, if this happens, we can no longer afford to develop games." That is partially because they money had everything they fucking get a chance to. So not only do you have their one first party game every year. Now let me be clear, Death Stranding 2 is not a first party game. Kojima became an independent developer. He owns the rights to that game. It will come out on every other platform. But Sony published it. So it's only on their platform right now, so they can count that this year as an exclusive, along with Ghost of Yotai. But if they didn't spend all this money to money hat these games and gain some timed exclusivity, they would be able to develop more than one first party game a year. They wouldn't fail on so many live service games that they're chasing this live service rabbit, this white rabbit, this mythical rabbit, this lightning in a bottle that strikes very few. I mean, if you look at some of the games out there, okay, Call of Duty's always been in that category. Fortnite, yes, lightning in a bottle. PUBG, lightning in a bottle. If you what's that one game? It's a I can't even think of the name of it.
Daisy, GTA.
No, not Daisy. It's kind of it's a multiplayer game. It's kind of futuristic. It's got skins and everything.
You mean the one from EA that killed Titanfall?
No, it's I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's yes. I mean, it kind of got half a lightning in the bottle. It's not as big as the other ones, but there's still a fan base there.
Foam Stars.
No, not foam. No, definitely not foam stars.
Marvel Rivals.
No, if we're gonna keep guessing on this, I'm gonna have to look it up.
Is it that game that
Look
came
it up,
out?
'cause
It
now-
was.
now I'm
Is
curious.
it the hundreds or the 100 or something? It was started with the something.
The Others? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh goodness, you're killing me.
Okay, it's Banjo Kazooie.
No, it's not Banjo Kazooie. Gosh,
It's
everything cannot be
definitely is.
Banjo Kazooie.
Why
It
can't it
is
be
Let
Banjo?
it die.
It's like
Life, it
the
is
rivals, the
Banjo.
something like that. The something. It was the hundreds. Or something.
It's gonna kill me when I finally
The
find
100
one.
Immortals? Is that the
You know, there was this
43
game where
Immortals?
you had to like you were on this like basically on this show and you had to be this character and you went around and you shot everything. It was called the something and what's her name? Cells played a shit ton of it.
It was called the something. I love
It's
how
a competitive
precise you-
multiplayer game.
Yeah, it's called like the hundreds or something. Fuck.
You mean
Oh,
1 versus 100 or what?
Not it wasn't one versus 100. That's a
Apex,
game.
Apex.
Oh,
Apex
I
Yeah,
Legends.
that's-
Jesus Christ.
I mean, goddammit, that's the game that killed fucking Titanfall. I
No.
said it.
Call of Duty and Battlefield being Timefall was sandwiched between those two fucking releases. That's what killed it.
Okay,
But, I
okay,
mean-
okay. Here's the thing. Who develops Apex Legends?
I get it. Yes, Apex was
Respawn,
created by the
right?
same studio,
And
but
what-
at the
yeah,
end
yes,
of the day,
and what
yeah,
does EA
I-
care
I-
about? The money
I-
the Apex
I
does.
know,
That's why
I know.
they are not doing
It-
Titanfall 3. I understand that at release Battlefield and COD are better. I understand that.
Well, no,
what I'm
I never
is why
said they were
don't we get-
better. They released at the same time, and they basically shot themselves in the foot to recuperate the
finals.
money. They turned the
finals.
new fucking Timefall into just an Apex Legends because they were already hurting money wise because they
You-
got shot in the foot. That's basically what
you do
happened.
know. I mean, you do know that the name Titanfall was not just because of the robots falling from the sky, but it was also their way to like attack Call of Duty in
That's-
order
Oh,
to
I
say
know.
like that's the new game, that's the new thing. So because of the success that this game is going to be, there's going to be the Titanfall.
But
of Call of
personally,
Duty, you know what I mean?
Apex is never as good. It's not as good as Timefall. I like Timefall a lot better, especially with the mechs. Just a
I
lot
heard they
better.
were making a third. Aren't they making a third one? Aren't they? Isn't that still in hush development somewhere?
No, it was canceled. It was canceled
It was
because
canceled.
It's officially.
E-
There's
it's
nothing
it's
in
an
EA.
EA. Yep.
Oh
because
man.
EA cares way more about Apex Legends. That's why.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But-
They're like this. They're the redheaded stepchild of like GTA. Like how Rockstar says, "You want a midnight club? Oh, you're not getting that. You're gonna get more GTA."
Like
I know we
Mr.
complain about more
Bushido said he'd
GTA,
be
but-
right back.
We've not come to the-
Okay.
about, come on,
But,
go back
yeah.
to your line of thoughts there. what would you like to continue saying before you stumble upon trying to figure
You
out what was
you
the
found
name?
Apex.
I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's like Apex. It's like they're chasing a mythical white rabbit that
They're following a
some
trend.
some developers have set a trend, and these developers have gotten really lucky. If you look at Epic, okay, if you look at Epic, what else have they done besides Fortnite? Nothing. It's like
Gears
okay,
originally, but then they got bought by Microsoft. So,
right. I mean,
but otherwise, yeah.
they develop the Unreal Engine, but as far as games,
Yeah.
when they hit Fortnite multiplayer, like competitive multiplayer, I'm not talking about the save the world story mode, which I still wish they had finished. When they hit
Yeah.
that, they haven't done anything else. If they
It's like
did
asking
anything
why
else,
Valve hasn't made a game though. That's like asking why Valve hasn't made a new game since Half-Life Alex. And even then, why did they develop Half-Life Alex? You
Well,
know, that's the
remember they
same
used to
question.
create Left 4 Dead also.
They used
and
to create
even
a whole lot of shit, but they're not. Are they doing it now? No.
Team
no,
No, they
Fortress,
just
because
focus on their
they're running
money.
the Steam store.
Yep.
I mean,
That's where they're
let's
making
be
their
honest.
money.
So why
Let's
would
be
Epic
honest.
why would Epic be motivated to develop a game when they're making money off of Fortnite and all the rest of it's coming from their engine usage?
Bingo. Because they just like to make money.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
it's what it
let's be
comes down to
honest.
at the end of the day. I mean, even
Yep.
and I don't
And
understand why
Sony's got a
Half-Life
problem.
Alex was only uh cut off to only the VR crew.
VR?
There's so
Yep.
many people out there that are so Half-Life hungry that why okay, make
was-
make
it
a
was-
VR version. I get it.
The only
But put
reason
it on
they
every other
released that game
platform.
was to sell their VR platform, the Index, I think it was called, wasn't it?
The Oculus. It was the Oculus.
Was it the Oculus or was it the Valve Index?
Oh yeah,
No,
you're right. It was the
Oculus
Valve Index.
Rift.
Yeah, it was like $1,500, and it was like even like pre all this high end stuff, and they're like, yeah, we need to find a way just to find somebody paying
Like,
$1,500.
I have a friend at work that plays PlayStation and he's never played Xbox. And I asked him, I said, what do you play on it? And he said, I play COD, I play, Death Stranding, a couple of the, the exclusive games. And I said, oh, okay. I said, are you excited for anything new? He said, no. I said, okay, then why do you own a PlayStation? You only named off 2 games. And he's like, yeah.
it's just like Wise said. Everybody, even if they're not on a PlayStation, somebody automatically just says, "Oh, they're on the PlayStation."
And
Here's you ever notice
problem with
whenever
my
you
phone.
type, you ever notice whenever you type in PlayStation, if you don't capitalize the S, it tells you that the spelling is wrong. That means that the word PlayStation is in the fucking dictionary.
Yeah.
It autocorrects to the capital S. It autocorrects on my iPhone to capital S when I type it
But
out.
you can type in Xbox
fucking
however
Lord.
you want, and it doesn't care. That should tell you something.
Yeah. The thing is, my friend, I tried to explain to him, I'm like, did you just like those games, or like, I'm like, aren't you a little bit concerned? You spent $500 and only 2 games are out of it.
But
He's
TJ,
like, and
TJ,
hold on, I'll tell you what he said to me, because he's not an Xbox player, and he told me, he said, honestly, I am pissed. He's like, I was expecting more exclusives, and he said it's been dry, and I said, yeah, no shit, PlayStation really fucked up by going live service full throttle, and then they canceled a lot of them, and now they're telling all those first party single player studios that make single player games that were great at what they did, that went straight to fucking service games. Now they're telling them, okay, guys, scrap that. Now we're gonna go back to single player games. That's like a 4-year turnaround.
And we're
You're
only
gonna
going to release one a year.
Yep. And that's where my friend said, dude, I'm thinking about getting the Xbox Ally. And I said, really? And he's like, yeah. He said the fact that I could play Steam, and I know PlayStation games are gonna go to Steam, And he said, also, I don't feel like playing for PlayStation Plus for my online saves. He said, for cloud. He said, I don't feel like paying for that shit. And he said, two, you know what? Game Pass is just looking a lot more, a lot more better because the fact that I can get caught in it. And he's like, it's just more viable.
But
And
you
I
see,
said,
there's a
that sucks,
problem
dude.
in this entire conversation here. And does anyone see it? Bushido, do you see it? What is a big problem, the glaring flag in this entire conversation? Bushido fell asleep.
No,
Yeah,
he stepped away, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
KY, do you
Mhm.
see the problem?
Are you suggesting Game Pass?
No.
Oh,
Fabio,
then I don't
do
know.
you see the problem
with which parts?
with this conversation, with the conversation that TJ had with his friend?
Would you consider that the problem is because he wants to buy the Xbox ROG Ally, not because of what necessarily Xbox offers, but because of what a PC feature offers?
Well, not only that, but this is not a conversation TJ should be having with this guy.
What the fuck?
This is a conversation that Xbox should be having with this guy.
Well,
And the
Yep.
fact
TJ
that it
used to be
ain't, that is fundamentally the Xbox's problem from like ever since the
marketing.
one generation has been their marketing.
Market. It's
Their
horrendous.
marketing is shit. I
Right.
will
I
I will
mean,
admit that. I wish someone would replace Aaron Greenberg. I hate to say that because he looks like a nice guy. He sounds like a nice guy, but
I mean,
to be honest, he
you see
doesn't
my
do his
point.
fucking job. He doesn't do his fucking job.
Yeah,
Because
but do you see my point though, right? You shouldn't be you
because
shouldn't be the one selling your friend the Xbox. Microsoft should be
oh,
doing the
I
job
know.
of be selling it, you know?
No, yeah, I get it. Like I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to save my friend money because I see him wanting to play games, and then he's sitting there literally playing. I for me, because everybody's like, well, you have money. It's like, yeah, I have money because I spend my money wisely. If I was to go and sit there and drop $500
Get
on
it
a
wisely?
fucking device
You spend your money
and
on Wise?
and sit there,
No, he asked
Yeah,
no,
me
see?
first whether
no.
he
I
should spend
caught
his
that
money
too.
on
I
some
caught it
yesterday.
I
Oh,
too.
mean,
But
honestly, I
to
think
sit
it's
there
because
and buy a console for $500 and then you expect to have
That's
multiple games
why.
dropping from that company, and they drop
Mm.
one or two games in 5 years, that is a big red flag.
But for
I'm
every
sorry,
one
but
friend you have like that, how many
Jesus
people
Christ.
are just saying this is just the way it is and saying, okay, well, PlayStation, I got a PlayStation because that's a gaming thing, because that's what PlayStation is. And
That's what
okay, well,
everybody
I guess
plays on.
yeah, this is what it is. So the games are not coming out at a steady cadence. Well, fuck it, that's just the way it is. And you have a
Well, then I feel bad for you. I mean, good luck. I mean, if you want to play like that, that's
no. What I'm
totally
saying
up
is
to you.
you were able to convince your friend from one platform to the other, right? How
I
many
told him to
people?
keep his PlayStation. I told him not to sell it. I said, because you already have an established library of games. I said, you should look at the other options, bud, because I said, if you're sitting there talking about gaming, but you're telling me that you're not excited for anything, something's wrong on that side of the house. So, yeah, you need to start looking at other options, or you're gonna sit there and wait for a long ass
If
time.
I
And
may,
I said, I'm
if I
sorry.
may, interject here.
Go ahead.
The problem with most people, unfortunately, is the casuals. We all know this. I'm just going to be
Yep.
reiterating something we all know. The casuals just play where their friends play, or the only thing
Yep.
they know is PlayStation. They see it on. Listen, I look at a lot of social media, unfortunately, and even when guys are having skits, they'll do a skit and the person is playing on a PlayStation. You do get now. Listen, if I saw 10 videos of guys playing um, video games in their skit, I will say 2 or 3 will be Xbox guys. I'll say 3,
Yeah.
and 7 of
It's
them
gonna
will
be
be
a small
PlayStation.
number. Yeah.
Right. 7 of them will be PlayStation. Like,
Mhm.
look, 7 or 8 of them will be PlayStation, depending on the day. And so in their heads, the place to play is PlayStation, and they don't even play. The reason why I'm interjecting this, we are the minority in
Or the
Um,
hardcore. That's the difference.
right. Yeah, me and Wise, especially and Fabio are the real minorities. But anyway,
No, you're not. Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
What do
so,
you mean? What the
but
God.
Look. Fabio
but
might not be a minority. You may not be a minority, but when you get randomly
You're
selected
undercutting Wise like that. What the
for every
fuck, dude?
security checkpoint.
Or
Sorry.
Wise.
Hey, listen, every
God.
time Wise goes to work,
Sorry,
he has to make
Wise.
sure he has to watch out for ice. So you got to watch his back every time he moves. But no, seriously though,
Every flight I've flown in since 2001, my ass has always been the one randomly selected
you're
for
the
a
random
further
person.
exam.
To be honest, the casuals should be playing on Xbox because you could get a better deal on the Xbox.
But then
I
why
mean,
Well,
aren't
that's
they
it. But see, they
selling
don't
it?
know.
That's my
They don't.
point.
But see,
Why
that's
aren't they
I know,
selling
see the
it?
problem is they don't
yeah.
know. I had
That's
a
the
woman that
point.
worked for us, right, as an aide, and her son. She said, "Oh yeah, my son plays games." I said, "Really?" I said, "I bet he's really loving Game Pass." And she was like, "Game Pass, what's that?" I said, "Stick it, Microsoft, you idiots!" So I had to hip her to Game Pass. I had to put her on,
Oh my
and then the
god.
next week she thanked us because her son loved it and it's so cheap. This is when Game Pass was $10, and she was
Even
like,
at
"Oh, that saved
22,
me so
it's
much
still a good
money."
deal, dude.
It
But
is. It
see,
really is. No. It really is. But
but
the
again,
problem is,
you shouldn't be the one
you're
doing
doing
this. You shouldn't be
exactly,
the one doing this, you know?
I know, but I
exactly.
love it because I'm making people save more money because
No, that's
they
it.
get to
Listen, but that's not the
experience
point. The
what
point is
I'm
that,
experiencing.
but listen, the point is that Xbox should be doing the legwork to get
I know
people
they should.
into Game Pass. And like, I'll put it this way: listen,
But
if Game Pass is everything to you as a Xbox, why aren't they on every bus in New York,
because
LA, Philadelphia,
as
Chicago? Why isn't
as
it on things like that? Why don't I see it
Oh,
on
fuck that. Leave that alone. You're okay.
YouTube commercials?
Philadelphia,
okay,
Chicago, one
okay,
thing.
so
I'll tell you something.
you
I've
gotta give
seen
Microsoft credit. You gotta give Microsoft credit. While their
For what?
marketing team is
Please give it
fucking
to me.
dog shit, they trained the fucking Xbox fan base to convert people to Xbox.
Well, it's just
They
one of those
actually
word of
did.
mouth things.
They did
It's just
marketing
one of those
he
word
made
of mouth
salesmen
things.
out of all of you.
They did
That's
Yeah,
it. That's it,
exactly.
guys. We're
Because you all
undercover
fell for it.
marketers. We're undercover
Right?
marketing.
We're psyops.
We're
I
pulling
mean,
out badges.
I mean, what I'm seeing here right now is that apparently Team Dog was right into being in the front of a store waiting for people to go to get out of the store and say, "Did you buy an Xbox there?"
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you get Game Pass?
and
Did
see,
you
this
get
is
the
what I'm saying.
Ultimate?
Look, I'll even tell you this much.
Go
You're
back
talking
there and
about
buy it.
Philadelphia. You're talking about New York. I've seen PlayStation ads in my city, in Alabama.
Yep.
I have
Get
yet
out
to
of
see an
here.
Xbox ad.
I've seen them in Tri Cities,
But they put them on
Washington,
the dirt
and
road.
here it's nothing. So
No, but what I'm saying,
Yeah.
this is why. And so, if Xbox wants to sit here and complain, they need to complain to their own selves. They have been.
yep,
and
exactly.
And the problem is because it's not Xbox as much as it's Microsoft. Microsoft is a
Yeah.
big ass corporation.
There's
And
too
it's,
many fucking people involved, and they can't.
it's like making a sharp right turn in a fucking in an
a
ocean
big ass
liner.
bus. Yeah.
It ain't gonna.
Yeah, how about that, man?
You're gonna turn really wide and just like clip a shit ton of cars. Yeah.
And then
The-
then you hear the bullshit like, okay, for example, me, right? I buy Xbox told me back in the day, oh, buy your games. Okay, fine, I'll buy your games. Okay, I'll buy them. Then they say, okay, fuck that, don't buy the games anymore. Buy our subscription service. All right, fine, now I got your subscription service. But then
yeah, which I like.
then they complain the games ain't selling. Well, motherfucker, you just told me you don't want me to buy the game. You want me to buy the subscription service.
Yeah. Yes,
know,
sir.
Because
it's like you
That's true.
lose. Like, what the fuck? What do you want?
You want to know what's crazy? I just did the math in my head. Like today, I was thinking about it when I was explaining to my friend. I'm like, when I buy COD, the Ultimate Edition, it's $30, and then you do the math and you also add the subscription, it's $55 you're spending. That's like a traditional price for like an old game like 5-7 years ago, which is amazing if you think about it.
Yeah, but
Which is hell of a lot cheaper than $130 for COD. So
Yeah, but then
for
they
the Ultimate
oh
Edition.
yeah, COD only sold 1 million or 10 million or whatever, and I'm like, well, fuck,
Yeah.
if that's your metric,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Why don't
so
you do the
Hey, listen,
subscription
the
it's
metric?
games on Game
Yeah.
Pass, the games on the Game Pass are good because I have a backlog for my own games and I have a backlog of Game Pass games. And
Yeah.
it ain't like 3 or 4 games. It's about
No,
15 games deep.
it's a
so
good thing to have. Yeah.
so let's move on. Thimber is about to commit Harry Carey in the chat. He's like, please.
You're gonna turn into Helen Keller.
Yeah. So, okay, let's next topic. I mean, this is an age-long battle. It's going to go on for a long time. What's profitable, what's not, what's driving, what's going to help? I mean, is Xbox going to die? Are they going down the right road or
Who
whatnot?
knows? Microsoft could die. You never know.
anything can die. That's not the point.
I'm just
But,
saying that, you know, if you a rough estimate, and this is not being generous at all. Off Game Pass alone, they're making this. I mean, I'm being very reserved here. If I could say they're making, like I've seen some content creators say that Microsoft is making $8 billion a year on Game Pass.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
gonna
Here's
I'm
the
gonna
thing.
go very
Yeah, I
reserved and
remember that
say
being the case.
very reserved here and say they're making $4 billion. That's still $4 billion on top of
Um,
selling the game to everybody else.
No,
Yep.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. $8 billion if you are considering that all 35 million subscribers are getting the ultimate tier and they are paying monthly after month for 1 year.
no,
Uh,
you can make a rough estimate. You can say, okay, if there's
but
40
you
million,
do
let's
know
cut it down to 30 million. 30 million, and let's just say $10 a month on average.
but we do know there's people that
Right.
don't have
That's how
the
it came to mind.
ultimate subscription tier, and some people play through PC Game Pass. So like it is not going to be $8 billion. It is going to be probably
More close to what he
five
said
to
for.
six.
But
I
you
would say
need
pay-wise
Ultimate
is
to get
more.
the games day one,
Well,
though.
I remember
Otherwise, you
seeing
don't.
I remember
Pay-wise,
seeing
please.
before that Microsoft has said that they were making about 7 billion a year. But this is a few years ago
I'll be right
to
back.
top it off.
All right.
You're
This is a
talking
few years
about
ago to top it off.
you're talking. Let's just say 5 billion. Let's just call the average between the 4 and the 8, and just say 5.
Right.
All right, let's just say 5 billion.
Look at you
5 billion
being
in
all
a year
mathematical.
with all of the games that you had to put in there. Let's just say you add another 2 billion on top and other games that you sold on other platforms, so that's $7 billion. But take from that all of the costs and expenses and the upkeep and running those fucking servers 24 hours a day. That takes a lot of money, a lot of electricity. How much are they seeing at the end of the day compared to what they would have seen by dollar for dollar sales? And therein is where what Brad Sams was saying. He's like, earlier today, I think I sent y'all via DM. He said officially, like, we
Yeah.
don't know any of the numbers. They're not saying
No.
anything. You know,
No.
all we
But
see
and
is
it's, in that
projections.
sense though, if they're not saying anything and nothing's going on, I don't understand. Now listen, I'm not
Yeah,
covering, but I'm saying like, why is it being made a big deal then if nothing is being said, unless
like
things were going left?
Because you don't have to. You don't have to know that Medusa is in that building there. You can see the statues of the men frozen in place and say there's a fucking Medusa there. All right. What I'm saying
Mhm.
that is that, I mean, you look at their actions. They're pivoting their games on all platforms, irrespective of PC or whatever. And they are branching out to their devices to go in, and all of this to reach an audience, a grander audience. If this thing was profitable at 5 billion, then why keep doing this further and further more? Why go? I mean, you just look at their actions. Their actions are telling you that they're not getting enough from the revenue stream that they had initially set up. That is why they're exploring these other options. If they were
no,
making enough money, then why in God's name are they exploring other options?
It is a
here's
big
the
assumption,
here's the
in
thing.
all
It's not a
honesty. Go ahead,
no,
go, no,
Bushido.
go ahead.
No, it's all good. Go.
No, we want to hear
Go ahead.
you, Fabio. Tell us.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, like
Fabio, I'm a Marine.
like it's
97.
not It's not a situation. Thanks. It's not a situation of they are not making enough money. It is a situation of we want more money anyway. That's
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 how I
what it
looked at it.
is. Like
Yeah.
it's not a situation where holy shit, we are not getting enough profits. We are not doing well. Holy shit, what have we done? We just killed our entire business. So come on now, put our games everywhere. We need to get as much money as possible. No, they're doing that basically. Why? Because the more, the merrier. Simple as that. Since they
No,
started putting their games, yes, it
no.
is. Because
The
it
reason they
is.
want more money is because right now, with the numbers that PlayStation sees and the numbers that Nintendo sees, if Microsoft made that same money, it would not register a blip in the Microsoft coffers. You are talking about a
Why?
company who makes billions of dollars on Azure, Office, Windows, and you're gonna say, "Hey, guess what? I got $1 billion combined in my entire gaming division." They're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" You know,
What do you mean
that is
$1
the
billion
problem.
Yeah.
combined? We just said that Game Pass itself would be just in 1 year
I'm
would
talking
be
about
around.
profit. I'm talking about
Yeah,
profit. Like, cut off the
holy fucking
losses.
shit, but holy
Let's
fucking
just say
shit, but
$1 billion
how are
dollar
we going to
profit.
know?
If,
Do you have
the
the
other
metrics?
corporations are making
Well,
hundreds of billions of
wait.
dollars in profit, then
The numbers we talked about before was just Game Pass numbers. It wasn't talking
Yeah.
about game sales either. It was
And
only
like
mainly about Game Pass numbers.
and like
So
do
numbers,
consider the no,
you
no,
got
like and to consider the fact that PlayStation, if PlayStation was doing so well in terms of like and not trying to purely get more money out of it, why the fuck are they putting their games on PC as well?
of
Why
course
the
they're doing
fuck
that.
are they why the fuck are they trying to do live service games? Why the fuck are they focusing on PlayStation Portal? You know what I mean? Like if they are
and
doing so
also
well,
too, sure,
they would just
taking up the price for PlayStation Plus.
Mhm.
like if they were
Yep.
doing so well as well and were being so profitable as you're saying, which is like if you are being extremely profitable, that means you are going to continue with the traditional way of making consoles, and there's no other possible reason. That's why Microsoft is giving up. And no, it
No,
isn't
no, no,
because
no, no, no,
PlayStation
no,
is
no,
doing
no.
the same thing.
What I'm saying is the amount of money you make versus what amount of that same amount of money if somebody else makes, they may not appreciate it much. Like, say for example, if you gave me personally $1 million, I would be like, "Thank you, fucking God." You know, I needed that
I'm
money.
going to
Oh,
the Bahamas.
exactly. Fuck the Bahamas. I'm going
He's going
overseas.
to the
I'm
strip
going to Dubai.
clubs.
So
Yeah.
listen,
No, no,
listen.
but what I'm saying is, let me finish up my point. Now, if I give that same $1 million to my corporation that invests in real estate on it, I'm like, you only made a fucking $1 million. What the fuck are you doing? You know?
How do you know that?
Right.
How would you know
Do you
that?
understand
Are
the
you
difference
sure
in
about
that?
it?
So
No, I
whatever
do
money,
get that.
like $2 billion may mean a lot to PlayStation and Nintendo, but $2 billion might just be a rounding error to Microsoft to them. They're like, well, yeah, that might be good money, and it is in the black, and we're good. We're
Right.
not in the red, but it's not anything compared to the other divisions. So if
But see,
you're
that's
if
the problem with
go,
this is that we don't have any reason. Everything we're talking about right now, and can I get an agreement with it or not? Or agreement
No.
with her? Let me know if you
Nope.
don't agree. Shut up.
I
Nope.
don't.
But all we're talking is our assumptions because
no, they're
there
not
is no
assumptions. There is no
They
no
assumption.
no
are.
I'm
it
You
telling
actually
don't
you.
have the numbers.
it is because we don't they never said why one
Yep.
time that this is the reason why we're doing this.
Bushido,
Not
if
one
everyone is avoiding a
time.
house for a reason, if everyone is not is
That's just an
avoiding a
assumption,
ditch or
though.
something, there's a
Well,
reason
listen,
for
that's
them
That's
to
an
putting
avoid it.
assumption.
two and two together, and that's an assumption. And I agree. Listen, and I agree with you, though. I'm not disagreeing with you. It is still just an assumption. It's not facts
Mhm.
yet. So
This is true.
I'm not saying
I
this
agree.
in any other regard because when I see people have discussions, a lot of times the discussion get too heated because
Yeah.
everybody's theory on something. And I'm like, it's really just an assumption.
Theory.
None of
Yeah.
this is fact at all yet. Now, if we get some facts, ain't nothing else I can
Or
say.
unless if
But
or unless if we see their books, that's
But
the
you see
only
right,
way.
that's the
You
thing.
know.
They
right, and
they
we
they
don't get a
seem to
chance to see
be
the books.
but you see
But
Yep.
they
they
do
seem to be
seem to
They'll
be.
never
talking a
show
whole
it.
lot of stuff when they
But I'm
don't
still with you, though, Wise. I am still with you.
no,
I'm
but
with you as far as like looking at this. Like, hey, look, there's a reason for why you're doing this. Now, I
mhm.
don't know what the reason is. Like part of it, like Fabio said, I'm with him. like it seemed like it's just being greedy. Because if you look at it, right,
Yeah,
Nintendo when they give
that's the real reason
real quick,
why.
real quick, when Nintendo does their excuse me, not Nintendo, PlayStation does their annual, they've made what 7 billion, like completely. You know, we
Yeah.
don't argue about whether or not that was, you know, split between this and that, but they literally said that their profit was 3 billion. I mean, excuse me, 7 billion or whatever the case may be. But just about the same as what Xbox made with Game Pass. And so I don't understand the angst with Game Pass as opposed to the same with PlayStation and their um profit margin, because PlayStation only makes that amount. And the reason why they make that amount comes from game sales
Mhm.
and console sales. And that's really it.
But
So
problem has
that-
always been the amount of money that they make compared to what they want to make, and therein lies the
Well,
problem.
No,
not
I
only
agree with
that,
you though. No,
Mhm.
I'm agreeing with
Yeah.
you though, Wise.
Yeah, I know.
I am saying I agree with you though. I do agree it's either greed, you know, wanting to make more money, because a lot of companies, when they have made certain profits, they want you to up it the next year, or they're going to be talking to you about, hey, why didn't we make the same profits we made last year? The other part of it is it because you're not making enough money? And I'm with you.
What
So-
brand has Microsoft been successful in launching a brand?
What's his name? Windows.
Apart from
Because you're saying Microsoft, right?
Windows,
just my-
Azure, Outlook, Office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Those would
Everything
be,
else
but
hasn't
those
been
would
really
be, they're
successful
like
though.
more like you would say that those would
Well,
be like
those are brands, and
those are their
basically
brands,
every-
yeah.
everything Microsoft's ever had their hands on.
But when it comes to making a physical device
I don't know
that
about
is
everything,
associated
though.
with a brand, they've had a hard time doing that and filling it to fruition. And I don't know why they've always had a problem with that. And I don't
Right.
know, to be honest with you, I liked the OS of the Windows phone more than I do even my iPhone's OS. You know?
This phone was
Mm.
successful. They just killed it because the fucker
Oh.
just decided to be an idiot. But yeah.
Oh
I mean,
no, I didn't. I wasn't
So
feeling their
this,
phones that much.
listen. This whole conversation is tailored to our next major topic, and that is the big Xbox layoffs that are inevitably coming. And we've seen it all on social media.
Mhm.
And I didn't think it was going to be that big. I did a Bing search earlier. I mean, I should have known that search would have been biased because I used Bing and not Google.
I was getting ready to say,
But-
why did you use Bing?
So Bing told me that only 308 people were confirmed
More than
by
that.
management to be laid off. And then when I said that on Twitter earlier in response to a post, Colt Eastwood hit me back and he said, I heard like 2,000.
Well, let me
And-
say this.
Oh,
I can't tell you exact number of people being laid off, but I can tell you what my broker did earlier this afternoon. He liquidated.
he has a broker. Can you
yeah,
believe this guy?
he liquidated $10,000 in old stocks that are not doing anything and put that money on the side because Monday, rumors are Microsoft stock is going to go down some, and as you know, with stocks,
Oh, you want to buy some of that
buy
stock?
low, sell high, right? You know,
Yes,
so
sir.
Yep, yes, and that's what I mean. Now, if it's
Hey,
it's
wait,
gotta
real
be
quick,
sizable.
Wise. You didn't think of doing that with Activision when the stocks were like
I did.
$5 a share?
And
Who
then
said I
they
did?
start
Yeah,
going
it
up.
was
Buddy,
almost
Yeah.
nothing.
Buddy, let me put it this
at
way.
one point.
My dad bought my dad bought Apple in 1991.
Your dad
Yep.
did what?
He bought
Bought
Apple
Apple in
stock.
So why
1991.
haven't you bought me a PS5 Pro yet?
So
No, no, so-
Bushido, to understand what Wise is saying, he's a fucking fat rich bastard.
No, I'm not a
First of
fucking
all,
fat
first of all,
rich. I'm just a fat
he said,
bastard,
"I'm
not a
not
rich
fat."
one.
No, like
God
fat rich,
damn it.
meaning you're a rich guy that's nice and
First of all,
plump because
Wise
you make
has
so
told
much
me in
money.
private that he's an Arabian prince, so I wasn't surprised.
No, I'm a Nigerian prince. There you go. So if you get a phone call,
He's always vaping, so there's another
forgot,
hint.
That's right. He needed help to get back on the throne.
no, but all jokes aside, so if he's doing that because he's expecting a downtick in the stock, Now, if he's
Right.
only expecting a downtick of 1 or 2 points, he ain't going to reserve off, or he's not going to wall off $10,000, right? So
Right.
he's assuming that it's going to be a double-digit drop in the stocks. Now, if you're expecting a double-digit drop, that usually comes from a sizable layoff, not a minor layoff. A 300
Yeah.
300 person team and
Right.
That makes
10,000
sense.
people is not. That's too minor of a thing. It is not even newsworthy.
It's
Let's put
probably
it
gonna be
that way.
10,000. I can't see
No,
it
no,
going
no,
No.
over
It is.
10,000.
that's
Yeah.
way that's too egregious.
No.
That's too
No,
egregious.
Yeah.
I would hover around 1,000. I would be around
10,000
1,000 to have any
like
tick on the stock.
the assumption of 10,000 is so absurd that like if some people were actually believing in fucking George Bussara, which was one of the
That'd be
creators
ridiculous.
of Duke Nukem Forever, and George Bussara himself on Twitter just said I was really lazy and I didn't make any sort of research to see what the actual number was. So don't believe me in saying that it is going to be 10,000 people being laid off. It isn't going to be like
No,
that.
it's
I
a
would
total
Now,
of
if it was-
10,000
I heard some of
people
the
in the
cuts coming
last.
from the. I heard some of the
If
cuts
it
are coming
was,
from
that
the
would say a
hardware
lot.
division. I heard
That
some of
would
the
say a
cuts.
lot.
I heard some of the cuts are coming from the R&D division. I heard the lion's share of the
R&D.
major cuts are R&D.
No, I heard.
I
Some
could
people,
understand.
I heard
That's
it's
what I heard.
sales.
like
Not
for
2,000.
some reason,
It's
like
the sales. I absolutely understand.
Should be
I mean,
marketing.
Kill
That's
more
what they should be
marketing.
getting.
Right?
Kill more
This is both
marketing.
of
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
Kill the
both
like
whole
of them.
fucking
Shoot.
department. Start fresh. You know,
Right?
I mean
kill
the
them all like
only
God's word them out.
thing the only
Right.
thing I would be really the only thing I would be really pissed off would end up being if they announce that we are shutting down another studio or something like that. Because
Yes. That
that would
will,
be
like I
just
said, that will say a lot.
that would be like just the most horrendous thing for them to do
I've heard.
because
Yeah.
like
I've heard compulsion is on the chopping block to get gutted. I've heard
it makes no fucking sense
I like
for
it doesn't
Compulsion
make
be
any
on the
sense
top
to
of
me.
block.
Yeah,
they just
Yep.
fucking released South of Midnight. It is
and it was
doing
a good
it
release.
is
And,
one
and
of
they
the
got it, and they still got no, Clockwork Revolution is there. That's in Exiles. Yeah, and
no
that game did
no
well. So yeah,
Mhm.
South of Midnight did well and is receiving so much acclaim at Steam right now. And like, why the fuck would they try to shut that out? A Ninja Theory, they
like
just
I
got
said,
approved for
it
the
was still a
next
lot.
project. Rare
Yeah,
makes constant money with Sea of Thieves. So again, how the fuck would they just simply shut down their
'Cause they're
studios from their
greedy.
UK division?
They're
No, but
greedy
you have to
little
understand
that
bastards.
would be the
when they
only
say
reason.
they're
That
going
would be
to
one of the
remove
reasons.
people,
Yep.
but also do remember this. that
Daddy Phil's gotta pay the bills because he just bought
I don't think
Activision
it's that
Blizzard
Daddy
too.
Phil.
no,
I
but
think it's
also
Big Daddy.
Because
you do
Satya.
remember
Satya. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
now you
He
do
has to
remember
answer to him.
there's also a sizable number of people in those cuts that are going to be moving from one division in Microsoft
To another,
an
yeah.
alternate division.
Right.
Now, officially, they're going to be counted as cuts, but they're just going to be rehired again. So
I love how everybody goes so grim, like they go so doom and gloom. Oh, they're gonna lose their job. They're gonna be, jobless.
no. I mean, there
It's
are
like
going to be a substantial
there's
number of
gonna be
people in that
some,
scenario
but it's not
too.
gonna be a lot. I mean,
It does happen in the
majority
gaming
of them,
industry though altogether.
if
It
they got
happens for
experience, they'll just swap over to another division.
No,
It's
they
really
You know
got
what's
not
funny?
PR
hard.
The
firms
only
that
one
get
you
them
never see
rehired
doing that
already
is
situated.
Nintendo. You never hear anything about Nintendo laying anybody
Well,
off
they're
or
Japanese, so
No,
Yeah.
but you have to
they don't
understand.
ever lay off anybody.
No. You
I
have to
don't know about
understand
never,
when,
but
when you're talking about developers, developers are an interesting breed when you let go of developers, especially if you're talking about key developers, not just some sort of people who've been like sort of
right.
licensed for a project. If you're talking about people, actual developers in turn 10, you have to understand the PR department don't want those people to be pilfered by PlayStation into Gran Turismo's division. So the PR department or the HR department, I'm not keep saying PR, job is to take those individuals who will be losing their jobs and either relocating them into another division inside Microsoft or finding them an analogous position that would not be a conflict of interest for the corporation that they're working for right now. Because there's always, especially these high tech jobs, there's always a non-compete clause in their contract. So if they're
Right.
letting go somebody from their contract, they have to. The HR has to put them in a position because otherwise, what's stopping them from PlayStation saying, "Oh, okay, you worked on your turn 10, you worked on Forza. Oh, come on, you can bring all that talent to us on Gran Turismo." So now you're lessening a key IP that your franchise is known for. So that's why they're probably not going to do that. So the HR
No, but
firms are
like,
going to do that.
let's try to do a little bit of a brainstorm and try to like let's think of out of all of their studios that are at the UK region, what studio would you think that okay, this one is probably going to the chopping block? So we have Playground Games, Compulsion Games, Ninja Theory, Rare. What else? What else we got there?
Double Fine.
But what about
No, Double Fine is San Francisco. It's
But
not
what
UK.
about this? But what about it is like any development house, be it
Undead
Rare, be
Labs.
it
No,
Undead Labs.
Undead Labs is not
No.
UK.
No,
It's
No,
not UK.
let's hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me clear this space for a second. Don't you ever joke about Undead Labs going, okay? Because that's where
No, I wasn't.
State
I
of K.
wasn't joking.
Listen. You talked enough for the night. That's where State of K comes from.
Yep.
You watch yourself, buddy.
You watch your
You watch
mouth.
it.
I never said
We
they would
were
be cut.
watching
I was
you.
gonna.
We
No, he,
I
are
always feel
watching
like
bro.
the
you,
word is
son.
Calm your ass
watching.
down, Bushido. First of all, second of all,
Can I get no
he was
sanity?
talking about places in UK. I couldn't remember if they were located in UK or not. That's what I was
No.
referring
Talking
them
about my
to.
Undead Labs. You watch it.
I love fucking Stave Decay, you fucking asshole.
State of Decay is actually my favorite IP outside of Halo, even over years. Can you believe that?
They
Yeah.
aren't
Well,
at the
you know,
UK.
but there's also, don't forget, Turn 10 just finished off their project, and they're in the working stage of the next one. Same thing for Ninja Theory. Same thing
Yes.
for Compulsion
Was that
Games.
Project Bar?
Yeah, any development
It's not
house,
making
they
another
always,
Forza Motorsport.
and as we all know in development circles, that once a game comes closer to completion, the development house swells for the last minute, bugs and all that other jazz, and then it resets some. So I think a lot of
Right.
these developers are just going to be cut because they just don't need that many because they're starting their new IP or their new iteration or their new game, whatever. that might be.
Wait. But you think they are going to shut down the studio entirely?
Who said they're going to shut down any studio?
No, yeah,
No,
but
somebody
that's what we
said
are
that.
talking about. God damn it!
Somebody
I'm
said
not
that.
talking about.
Somebody said something about which one do you think would they shut down? I thought
No.
you said that. Okay.
Let's put it this way: at this point in time, with all the negative publicity Xbox is generating, they can ill afford a headline shuttering Ninja Theory, shuttering Compulsion Games at this
You
time.
ain't kidding.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah,
just
it
on
would
a
look
PR
real
perspective, it would be a
bad.
fucking.
Look, I've
nightmare.
heard.
You would have to eat that. You would really
the
have to eat
people that
that.
I've talked to have not. They none of them think that a studio closure is in mind.
That's not what I've heard either. I've heard it's just ancillary and residual and secondary jobs mostly for the most part.
So you mean to tell me, like, for example, a support studio, like that helps
Hold
with
on.
some administration stuff and some technology things?
Yeah. So to build
Yeah,
on what
fair enough.
Fabio
One more
said,
support,
so
one
what
more
you're
support.
saying is that Xbox is not dead, right?
Xbox is never going to die. Who said
Xbox has
Xbox
always
is gonna
been
die?
Because
dead.
that's
What
what
you
we're
talking
hearing
about?
on.
Spend $70 billion on a company just to shutter the motherfucker. Okay, I'm sorry.
Listen,
that is
listen,
not what
listen. You can't tell me the Dreamcast guy has been wrong all this time. I just can't believe it. You guys can say what you want,
Dreamcast guy's a
but
fucking cholo. Okay,
but that,
Cholo.
Motherfucker. I wasn't. Wait.
he wishes he was Cholo.
fucking
Wait.
cholo.
I'm sorry. You're talking about Dreamcast guy being a fucking cholo.
Tell
Have
the
you
bitch to
seen
wear a
some
skirt.
peop-
He'll get more money faster that way.
I mean, have you seen some people you've been podcasting with? Not just the four idiots of us here, like,
I wouldn't
but the
mind seeing some of them in
PlayStation
skirts
fanboys
either.
you talk about.
Idiots we got here.
It's jeez.
I'm telling you,
No,
Dreamcast guy has
look,
insiders.
okay, we love shitting.
He's an
Okay,
insider.
there's the Twitter.
You mean Pizza Face guy? Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
fuck
sir.
that.
Exactly.
All right,
Fuck
so-
that new teeth implant motherfucker.
So we're gonna run through some news now. So I think we're all in agreement here that it's going to be residual and kind of divisions that are parts of divisions that support. Like we're hearing a lot out of the Europe. So there's going to be a lot of like out of sales and marketing and whatnot, and a lot of people are jumping to conclusions saying, "Whoa, they're not going to be able to buy. You're not going to be able to buy it in stores."
I do know for a fact there were 100 people who internally moved just a couple of weeks ago from one of their prior divisions into Playground Games, because Playground Games is swelling to an egregious size because Fable is imminent next year. And Fable has to come out. And Microsoft knows this. Fable is where everyone's fucking eyes are going to be on them. This is their big game. This is and that shit has to come out near perfect.
It determines if they can make more than a racing game. Yeah.
So that's why that thing is swelling to ungodly proportions. And let me guess what? Once Fable comes out, there's also going to be job cuts then, because those support structures.
Unless they make an Air Fable.
Yeah.
But you don't need the support structure when you're making another Fable. You're still in the ground up phase. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you.
One thing I did hear that like Turn 10 is going to have layoffs, and that was the only studio that I heard. And the other rumor was saying that the main focus was going to be the UK region, but like probably support studios. Like there were the idiots that were saying Microsoft is going to be shutting down studios again. Ninja Theory, Playground Games, Compulsion Games, Double Fine Productions, they are all done. Like motherfucker.
They're not making enough money.
Let me go ahead and say this on stream, and let me be on record for saying this, okay? As it stands right now, there are 2 internal teams within Microsoft that, as it stands right now, with the current managerial staff, with Satya in space and in his place and everything, the 2 companies that will never be closed within Microsoft are both Surface and Xbox. And it doesn't matter how much they make or what, as long as at the end of the day their P&L sheet is in the black, that's really all that matters to them. And you know why? Do y'all know why Microsoft doesn't really particularly
care?
Board.
Huh? Because they answer to a board of like people.
Think about it this way. As a consumer, what is the only Microsoft physical products that you can buy from Microsoft? Surface and Xbox.
Surface.
They are the only 2 consumer-facing companies in the entire corporation. If they both went away, then the negative publicity for Microsoft would go astronomical. So they keep these 2 things alive. So they have a consumer-facing department, and whatever it may generate, you can say Xbox is negative. Xbox. The fact that in the general public, Xbox is known as, it makes a gaming device, it is considered a net positive for Xbox. And whatever the money that they make in Xbox, they look at it as, okay, this is advertising for Microsoft as a whole. Well, what would you rather do? Rather advertise and make a profit from the advertisement, or advertise and give out all the money with nothing coming back, apart from people coming later on and buying it? Well, Xbox, that is a advertisement thing. Same thing with Surface. Will Surface ever be the primary platform for Windows? No. And same thing here as well. I think that Xbox is going the same division. When I saw this with multi-devices, I said this is the exact Surface model, because they want to keep them small, diminutive, consumer-facing, but small enough that they can almost negate their profit as a rounding error.
True.
So,
I don't know why you guys be saying Wise don't know what he's talking about, but I keep telling you he does.
Well, I mean, this is all I'm saying, because I'm only looking at it from the financial standpoint. That's it. I mean, you guys are more tech savvy than I am. I just know from what my brokers and stuff, from what I hear from Microsoft. I don't even know what's going on with Xbox specifically.
The humble flex of mentioning your broker like it's nothing. I like that. That's something.
Well, I mean,
he's flexing on you, Bush.
He's flexing hard on me. Jeez. No, or stunting.
Push, get
Excuse me.
rich.
No,
He's
see,
stunting on me. Yeah.
I don't do that bullshit that other people do. They buy those penny stocks and they hope that it goes from $1 to $35 just to sell it. I
God,
usually,
yeah.
I'm too anxious of a person to do that. That's why I buy just mutual funds and blue chips. And Microsoft is a blue chip, so it's like one of those things that ain't going to go anywhere. Like Coca-Cola, if Coca-Cola ever flattens out and you go broke by buying Coca-Cola stock, you don't need to worry about it anymore because you don't need money anymore. Because if Coca-Cola goes under, then the world's coming to an end and money ain't going to serve you any
Well,
purpose.
get ready to say, yeah, that's a dude. That would speak a
come
lot
on.
just for the world in general. Yeah.
Exactly. Like there are people in loincloths in the middle of Africa talking in clicks and whistle and going, Coca-Cola, So, shit.
You know the funny part is, I can't stand Coke or Pepsi. I really can't stand either one of them.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know
not
the
really a
funny
soda
part.
person anyway.
You know another really funny part. Nobody asked. Oh, here you are.
Ooh, why?
So,
Why in the back, Fabio? Why?
But the problem is, this is what I think. Like you guys know that I'm as much of an Xbox fan as I'm a PlayStation fan, as I'm a Nintendo fan. I mean, I like all three. And
No. You're just a gaming fan in general.
I love
No,
gaming. I love being in the
Love
culture
video
of gaming.
games. Period.
No,
Yeah.
no. You are just a hardware bitch. That's all you
I'm
are.
a software bitch too.
He's a hardware
Right.
slut. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, hot. Don't be jealous. I'm your bitch.
Okay. Yeah.
So first on the news topic, Mass Effect has emerged once again as limited time DLC for Battlefield 2042.
Oh Lord.
No, talk about
Let
the
it
real news.
die.
Beavis and Butthead coming to Call of Duty.
Man.
That's actually
I
true.
mean,
That's
if I had to
And
choose, I'd
if
rather
you want to
choose the
play
Call of
the
Duty.
new Skate on Xbox, now's the time to sign up.
This man's still
Xbox
talking about Skate. Tell him
playtests
about Beavis and Butthead, damn it.
begun in
Wait. What happened with the
July.
Mass Effect thing? What's going on with that anyway? Like, what are they doing with it?
It's skins and stuff for Battlefield 2042.
There we go.
Great. Next.
MetaQuest 3S Xbox Edition. Xbox is buying their way into.
Oh yeah, all right, yeah.
So here's
Xbox is buying their way into. You've been muted, Wise. I'm talking. Xbox has bought their way into VR. So, yeah, just like they're getting themselves into handheld, they're getting themselves into VR. Now, Wise, what were you saying?
okay. So me, I was on the
We was rudely interrupted.
Cerebral this afternoon because I'm trying to get onto I'm trying to move
Because you
my
told
podcast
Paulie.
to OBS, so I still need some practice with it. So he was talking about that the MetaQuest 3S, and he said, "Why in the fuck didn't they not just do the MetaQuest 3?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck, I noticed that myself. It was in my cart, and I was supposed to hit buy, and I hit buy, and it goes to my PayPal account, so it takes a couple of seconds for PayPal to go in, and in those couple of seconds, I look on Twitter, and somebody said, "Why is it the 3S and not the 3?" And I'm like, well, there's a difference. And I typed it out and I'm like, well, fuck. Then I did not buy it from that. Why
It's
did
not
they
that
make
big
it
of a difference.
Is it?
It's
Isn't it?
not that huge of a difference. You need to go on YouTube and actually look at 3 and 3S comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that big. Actually, what you should do is look at the MetaQuest 3S compared to the PSVR 2. And other than the PSVR 2 having OLED screens and a better image, the MetaQuest 3S kills it.
But the processing for the VR2 is being done by the PlayStation, whereas the processing is done by the MetaQuest, right?
Right, the new Snapdragon. But you
How
can
fast is that?
you can also plug the MetaQuest 3S directly up to your PC and play PC VR games. You still can't do that with the PSVR 2.
Why can't I connect that to my Xbox and have my Xbox do the heavy lifting?
You can do that.
Build it the next Xbox.
You
with
can do that.
Windows.
You can plug it up to your PC or you can plug it up to your Xbox and play your Xbox games that way.
I just want to play a game on a 100-inch TV.
you can do that on the MetaQuest 3S.
With no drop frames, no loss
Nope.
of visual fidelity, yada yada yada.
No, the only thing they say about the 3S is edge quality, and that's when you're reading like a document.
Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
another 10 years, 15 years before I'm interested in.
It's still
3D games.
it's 90 to 120 frames a second. It doesn't drop below 90. So
It's like wearing
Which is
scuba
really
gear.
good, but
It's just way too damn
I'm,
big.
yeah, I'm good for now.
And the 3S is only $300. So
How do those glasses work? Have you all seen those glasses that people put on these days that look like shades, but they're actually
You're talking about HoloLens, what Microsoft was working on, trying to make it.
he's talking
How about
about
that? That one's very-
he's talking about the glasses that make it look like you got a 120-inch screen in front of you. They're actually really good, Wise.
Oh, those. Yeah. Oh, you have a pair?
No.
Bobby?
I'm torn between this one and that one. Between the 3S
Anybody
and
have
the
a pair?
glasses.
It depends on what you want out of it.
And you guys have a pair?
I don't have a pair.
120-inch screen is nice because I got a 120-inch projector screen and it's really
Nobody's saying yes
nice.
or no. So I'm assuming everybody has one.
No, nobody. I don't have one.
No, I have Roku Max ARs.
Yeah.
Which one gives a better visual fidelity of the actual
screen?
screen?
I like my Roku Max ARs.
Okay. And that just goes into the HDMI or
Yes.
whatever of the okay.
Yes. You get a they're wireless, and you get a they're not wireless, but you get a box with it that gives you Roku TV also, and you can connect your HDMI directly into that.
Oh, interesting. I gotta look into that.
Yeah, look up Roku Max AR. Smart. They're smart glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish those. I wish I knew that because
it's a pretty big screen.
I bought a projector for my theater room because I want a 120-inch screen, but I didn't know those glasses existed. So
was that the time you went to Best Buy and you cussed that poor little boy out? That teenager that was working there?
That was different. That's
listen,
the time
listen. One of these days, I gotta tell you guys this story about how he went to Best Buy. He told this poor 18-year-old kid who's working his way through college off about knowing anything about the electronics he was selling.
TVs.
Then he went back the next day to ask him, did you learn your lesson from the last time I talked to you? Amazing. It's a hilarious story.
It sounds like a great one.
So
you don't hear him deny it.
I'm not denying it.
Jesus Christ.
It's hilarious.
It's actually
I forgot
true.
who was there. Who was there when we were talking about this?
Jenna and I,
TJ.
Peter, and then
Peter. That's it. Was it C Stuff?
Yeah, C Stuff was there too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was hilarious. We just
And that's why
extended that
everybody was
whole
laughing.
Yeah, we turned the whole story into bigger than what it was. It was funny though. Yeah, but listen, we didn't have to even do that though because the story itself was really funny. But anyway, we'll get back to that another time.
So next on the topics, the news topics, Battlefield 6 has leaked footage that teases cinematic destructive moments. Yeah.
Tell that to Sir X, man.
Come on, not a Battlefield person. Fine. We'll move on to the next one.
Battlefield. You just got to do better.
Battlefield.
No,
you're gonna no. Listen. I like Battlefield. My problem with Battlefield is the last one was disappointing, and you're gonna have to step it up for me to be back on board.
If you keep talking about Battlefield, I'm gonna have a bowel movement. Hurry up.
I love Battlefield.
You know what? If you can actually destroy like the buildings and shit like they used to in like Bad Company and Battlefield 4, then I'm all for it. But if they're not gonna really do it and they're just gonna make it look like it's being destroyed, but it's really not, then big fail in my opinion, because that's what used to make it really fun. I could like shoot out the bottom of of a house or a building and watch a guy collapse when he's sitting there trying to camp, and it's fucking hilarious. That's what I liked about it. It was unpredictable. The last Battlefields have been dog shit, so I really hope they do knock it out of the park, but hopefully they don't blame Halo again.
Man.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So the next news topic kind of hurts, kind of cuts a little deep. There's been leaked concept art from a Batman. It's a Batman Arkham Knight follow-up. There was supposed to have been a follow-up to Arkham Knight, but it was canceled. And now concept art. And now concept art from that canceled project is starting to leak out, and it is giving us a look at a grizzled and aged Bruce Wayne in wearing his Batman outfit, and it's pretty cool. It's
these kind of rumors aren't funny. They're really not funny because outside of Mass Effect, no one would know that I am the biggest Batman fan.
I love Batman, and it pisses me off. They stopped the Arkham fucking series.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad is a joke. That game should have been no. You know what? I'm sorry, but the guy that fucking came up with the idea, he needs to never have a job again. I'm sorry, that might sound fucked up, but that guy is terrible. That guy just
instead of having them work on that Suicide Squad game, you could have easily. We're not going to get another great Rocksteady game for God knows how long.
Oh, we probably won't ever. WB just looks at it. Yeah.
Yeah, just because they wanted to make money on a live
Cash
service
grab,
game, and then you want to use a horrible team that people don't really necessarily like. Use something that's beloved if you're going to do something like that. Ain't even attempt to do that. That's not even the game Rocksteady wanted to work on either.
Don't forget Bushido. The fucking the whole game was leaked by fucking IGN, which ruined it for people to buy it anyway, so they never made money off of it. God.
All right, so next on the topic, the news topics. Actually, this is a pretty big one. We've already seen gameplay of it. We've seen trailers from ex-Witcher developer. The new Blood of Dawnwalker gameplay looks brilliant.
That looks good. That looks so fucking good.
Have y'all ever played that game Vampires Bloodlines?
Vampire the Masquerades. Yes.
Yeah. That's what
I heard about it.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of reminded me of.
That's exactly what it reminds me of, and I'm like, oh my god,
That's a day one purchase for me.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to show me clear and compelling evidence that this game is totally broken if I'm not gonna buy it on launch. I mean, that game looks phenomenal.
I don't know, ex-Witcher developer, so we could be seeing. Hopefully, we don't see another Mind's Eye where it's an ex-Rockstar developer trying to make his name with building Rocket Boy.
Let's make sure that the Witcher developer was the developer who was in charge of The Witcher 3 after it came out, not before it came out.
And let's hope it.
Yeah.
Let's hope he didn't. He had no involvement with Cyberpunk 2077 when it got released.
You say CD Projekt Red, but that's not always a good thing, man.
It used to be.
Cyberpunk was good. It just wasn't ready.
It just didn't run.
Because Cyberpunk was really good. It's just a botched release.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, I thought there were some Bethesda developers when I was playing Cyberpunk, because every time I would get out of my car, it would launch into space.
You like the jank, guys. Deal with it.
I like, first the fucking horse, now the fucking car. Yeah, remember, I don't know if y'all had that bug in Oblivion.
I do remember that one.
Have it all the fucking I would dismount from the horse, and the horse was just launched into the strategy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I wouldn't have had that with Skyrim. I killed a dragon, he fell on the ground, and I was going up to it, and he went right back.
It's a new model from SpaceX. So basically,
yeah, instead of exploding on the ground, it actually shoots in the air first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, shit, that wasn't funny. I love those janks, man. I love that.
I do love some good glitches. in certain games. You know, I don't like it doing game breaking ones, but I like the funny ones.
Oh, you remember the one where they did that Macho Man Randy Savage skin for Skyrim? You know where the dragon, the first
I
dragon that you see in
remember that.
Skyrim. Oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage. Y'all never see that? I love that.
So
Seriously?
next,
Was that a thing?
goodness,
You did not see that. There was a guy who, when Skyrim had first come out, he did a mod where he replaced all the dragons in the game
Okay.
with Macho Man Randy Savage and his voices. And so, like, instead of the dragon coming in and you're hearing a roar, you hear, oh yeah, you know.
Oh, I do remember that now. I do remember that now.
Oh my god.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
so next on the
that was
news
my
topics
favorite.
list, Xbox gamers are going to get 2 new Little Nightmares games this October. 2 little
So
Little
why-
Nightmare.
I don't
2, yeah.
understand why are Xbox gamers getting that.
It's saying 2 new Little Nightmares games are coming to Xbox this October. It seems that
Is it exclusively to Xbox?
anybody
I
who
sincerely
owns,
doubt it.
okay, listen, anybody who owns Little Nightmares, the
I don't understand what's
original,
going on. Anybody? I
then
don't
shut
understand
the
what's going on.
fuck up and I'll explain it. God damn.
I apologize.
Anybody who owns Little Nightmares from 2017 on Xbox will receive the enhanced edition for free when it launches.
Nice.
I know there's a third one coming out.
Hey,
Is that the
Bob,
second one?
I don't mean
Yeah,
to
there's
be
a-
an
I
ass,
forget
but
it's the
you
third
you,
one coming
you
out.
accidentally said 2077.
Yeah, I know.
At
And
least you had the
then-
courage to say it. I
and
was
then-
scared to even say it. There was this Little Nightmare 3 coming out.
And then Little Nightmares 3 will be officially coming to the Xbox Series X and Series S on October 10th. So,
Have any of y'all played
It's
this?
made by a
Awesome,
different
sorry.
studio too. It looks good though. It looks
Yeah.
extremely good.
I think that's a woefully underappreciated franchise.
It
Not really
is.
my cup
It
of
Oh, it
tea,
is.
but looks like a good game though.
the first game was amazing. I started to play the second
Yeah.
one and I didn't. Something else came up and I got pulled away from it. Definitely
That
want to
does
give it
happen.
a chance though.
It reminds me of another game that came out sometime recently. It's called, I think, The Midnight Walk or something like that. It's about this guy. He looks like a claymation marionette puppet,
Midnight
and he
Walk.
has like a fire on his head. I don't know if y'all seen it. It's an indie game. It's called
Oh, it sounds
The
familiar.
Midnight Walk. Yeah, looking forward to
Oh.
playing that one.
You got me
Denver
on that
says
one.
that you can play that enhanced edition now.
Of what?
Nice.
The first Little
Monster
Nightmares.
Walker. Monster Nightmares. Yeah.
No, the first Little
Okay.
Nightmares. If you pre-order the third one, you can play that now
Oh,
and not
okay.
have to wait for the free upgrade.
It's not a game I would pre-order, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you were a big fan and played all the way through the first and second
Yeah.
one, I can see you being tied to the third one, but I haven't finished the second one,
Right.
so.
I haven't finished the first one to be honest with you.
Yeah.
One of those games, you'll get to it when you get to it.
Yeah. Next on the
Yeah,
news,
unfortunately.
WWE 2K25, the Duncan Destruction DLC is now available. You can wrestle with Shaquille O'Neal himself. That's right.
Oh, great.
There you go.
Yep,
Ever
Mr.
seen that little
Shaquille
meme
O'Neal.
with the
What's up,
hamster
Doc?
trying
Can
to
we
eat a big
rock?
old banana?
Gosh.
Honestly, I haven't liked any of the WWE games. Like I would probably say PlayStation 1.
Not like
Like, it's-
WWE
really?
since back in PlayStation.
Yeah.
1.
I'm
Yeah,
dead
that's
serious
way
because I've even tried the newest ones. I'm like, yeah, they're
It wasn't
good, but
They're
they're
hit
not
and miss,
great.
unfortunately.
I just miss the
Yeah.
old WWE. I miss Superman, Randy Savage. I miss
Yep.
the Superfly, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, the Bret
Stone
Hart.
Cold, yeah, Stone Cold. You got like the Undertaker. You got like, yeah, the
So-
fact that they. It's annoying.
Thember, our resident fact checker, has chimed in and said that the ones working on Blood of the Dawnwalker is the director of Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and the head of production for Cyberpunk 2077. Those
They're
are
so
the two
fucking
leads working
Wow,
on
look at
Blood of
Timber.
the Dawnwalker.
Look
they're
at
Timber's
Timber
got a
so
pretty
saving
good
the
pedigree.
date
It'll
constantly.
be good.
Timber, thank you, sir, for your service.
Yes.
I mean that.
we
So
appreciate it.
good.
Probably won't
Bob, are you
won't
are you,
say
are
it,
you
but
gonna give
I'll say it.
Thimber a raise?
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna raise his legs. That's it.
Oh,
Like that. Just well, okay
I'm
then.
gonna get
wow.
cursed out. I'm gonna get cursed out. I
Fabio's
swear to you,
shocked.
God.
Thimber,
Mm,
Thimber, let him have it. Rip the chat down.
I mean, God,
Oh
damn,
man.
if
I
I,
swear to you,
holy
God. I'm going to get some really bad text messages later on this evening.
oh,
Oh wow. So I'm gonna have to be playing this next little bit of news because it just sounds really awesome. Yeah, Microsoft and Xbox just gave this Halo fan game their blessing. Vampire Survivors is going to be getting a Halo coat of paint.
Oh.
no, no,
Huh.
no. It's not like it's not a DLC for Vampire Survivors. A Halo fan saw Vampire Survivors and he decided to do his own version with the main character, the small, really small 2D model there with the Master Chief skin. And like it looks quite simple. It's not like something holy shit, this looks amazing. It is quite fan made, of course. But like people are saying that it is quite fun, and Microsoft and 343 Halo Studios said, "Okay, we're good with this. Just change the terms of your game here saying that this is our property and it is licensed and this and that, blah de da. But like the game is going to be free to play for what I remember, right?
See, this is what I like.
Yes.
I like stuff like this, as opposed to the opposite side of the coin, like Nintendo. And you could say they're just protecting their IP, but still, I mean,
Oh,
it's
they
stuff like
aren't. They're
this.
just
Yeah.
very greedy bastards.
Yeah, I enjoy this. This guy came out and said, "Hey, I'm a Halo
One dev,
fan, I'm a
which is
Vampire Survivor
amazing.
fan. Let me see if I can mix it." So,
Yeah, because most of the time they get out there and say, especially if it's Nintendo, like, "Hey, cease it and desist, or
Mhm.
or else."
Yep. Put
So
them in poverty. Yep. Just keep suing them. Yep.
Yeah,
irrespective of what
that's
they may have made, might be phenomenal.
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
Bob,
It's
do
to
we
hold
have
us. It's to hold us over for the next Halo or whatever they decide to do. So they're
um
just trying to give us something at this point. So of course they give them the blessing.
I think they're just being yeah, giving a blessing to somebody that's not really, trying to kill the game as far as like making money or anything like that.
Bob,
I think that's a cool thing to do.
one question for you there, like on the news that we have right now, is there anything talking about the enhanced edition of Hellblade 2?
No.
No, there isn't. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, 60 FPS is coming to Hellblade 2. Ironically, it is coming to the day where the game is going to be available on PlayStation 5. And second of all, the 60 mode, the performance mode, is only going to be available when it comes to the Xbox consoles. Only the Xbox Series X is going to be receiving the 60 mode the performance mode, the 60 FPS. The Series S will continue to be 30 FPS, and it does make sense considering that Unreal Engine
Project
5
console.
to that level, it is going to sacrifice, like even on the Series X and the PlayStation 5, you can be sure the resolution is going to take a big hit by trying to run that game at 60 FPS, honestly. And considering how the game looks on the Series S at 30 FPS, you just cannot say that, oh yeah, this is not a next gen machine because it doesn't run as X60. Are you seeing the fucking game on your screen? That looks amazing on the Series S. But still,
Well, game not
the
running
game
60 has to do more optimization because, as you can
like
see, now all of a sudden Starfield's got 60 frames, and what's the other game? Has 60 frames also after release. Sh- But either way, it's not
Avowed, I
about the
think, also
hardware.
wanted 60, right?
Titanfall,
Titanfall. Yeah.
Oh
Titanfall,
wow, really? Wow, that's
60
a shame. I,
FPS.
Hey
I
guys,
even mentioned that
No,
that was
no,
another one.
guys, give me a
no,
couple of
no.
seconds. I'm going to log out for a couple of seconds. I got to help my kid with something. I'll be back in a few minutes.
It did, yeah,
No
good.
Yeah,
worries about it. And other than that, you are going to be receiving also um, an enhanced photo mode and the dark rot mode, which is like,
Yep.
do you guys remember the mechanic from Hellblade 1, which they were saying that each time you die, the black mark
Yeah,
grows, and
yeah.
the moment it goes to your head, you lose all progression. Now that's going to be a true mode in Hellblade 2, and you are, instead of
Ooh,
just being a marketing thing, that is going to be an actual thing. If you die sometimes, when the mark comes to Senua's head, you lose all progression and you have to restart.
start all over again. I will say this though, I'm gonna sound really bad, but man, was I bored playing Hellblade 2. I'm gonna have to go back to
Seriously,
it. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood.
We wasn't in the
I
It was a
really
mood.
enjoyed it.
game. It's a really good game, but yeah, it was really boring compared to the first one, in my opinion.
I felt like
Oh
the pace was
man,
the same. I think maybe my
No, the
mind was
pace is
expecting
the
something
same.
different.
It just I was expecting
Yeah,
more, and I was like, "What
right.
the hell?"
And look,
It's
I'll
good.
take
It's
I'll take
beautiful,
it on the nose that
but
look, that's my fault. I expected for more. I expected
yeah,
more. But at the same time, like even after not getting more, I should still get something. I didn't feel like I got something
Oh.
out of it. It's a beautiful game,
yeah, it's
absolutely beautiful game. But I didn't really feel it, you know.
like I totally
Mm.
understand what you guys are saying there, but like honestly, I think I'm probably one of the very few that really enjoy the gameplay combat from the
Hmm.
game. I just love to like how plastic and organic
Oh
and
no, the combat is
realistic the
better. Yeah,
combat felt. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I do love the
dude, it
first
was
game. I
broken for
do love
me.
the first game. Wow, that's sucks to be you then. That's not
So
my
I'm
I
problem.
was
That's
actually
my
timing
problem.
it and pairing, and it was not working. And I was like, dude, I played a lot of games at pairing, and I'm like, this game is like dog
It
shit when
worked.
it comes to pairing.
It worked for me. It
mm,
very
Again,
worked for me.
again, again, I'm starting to see the same thing that happened in Halo, skill issue.
oh
Good.
god damn.
Skill issue,
That
motherfucker.
hurt.
I was kicking your ass in terms of
No, he
kills.
didn't bring that up.
My my
Don't
my
even go there.
seriously? Seriously? You want me to get the receipts? Fuck off. I'm opening up Halo.
So look,
Mm.
Go
look.
ahead.
I'm seriously pumped about the Halo and Vampire Survivors. I'm still wrapping my head around that. But we're gonna move on to the last news topic that we're gonna touch on because it's five
It's getting
minutes
late for
after
you.
it's 5 minutes after
Yeah.
11 here for Bob, and that is the first Resident
Ooh.
Evil Requiem gameplay has been revealed. You can get this. It shows
Oh, I got.
both first and third person views. So
Wait,
not
so you could
only
toggle?
yes.
Nice.
So
Oh,
not
that's
only
fucking sick.
yeah,
That's
not only
nice.
we're gonna get 7 and 8's first person, but we're gonna get third person like all the other games, which is gonna be
Nice.
That's amazing.
It
Honestly,
really
uh,
is.
I think
Capcom
that's
has
a
been
really
killing it.
good, like that is a really good call considering that
It
like
is.
some people don't like the
oh
first person view from the other
yes.
Resident Evil games and
Hey,
some person prefers. So like the best of both
Right.
worlds.
That was
Right.
It's
such a
amazing.
divisive
Exactly.
factor with this with 7 and 8. People just did not like it, and now they're going to
Mm.
give you the option. That's like it's like welcoming everybody back. Come here. Yes. Embrace Resident Evil.
Like
Microsoft should buy
the
Capcom because Capcom is
David
really well
Chappelle with
done.
like Dave Chappelle with the skit they did with Rick James. And he was like, come to me. Nobody remembers that. Okay. All right. Anyway.
And I mean, another thing that's really got me pumped up about Resident Evil Requiem is that it's a return to Raccoon City 30 years after it was bombed in the events of Resident Evil 3. I mean, come on. That's like, wow. That's
Okay.
awesome.
Oh, no, I'm all for I'm in it.
2 seconds.
I
2
was getting ready to
seconds.
give Capcom credit
That's a big
because
one by.
they've been killing it.
Yeah.
Capcom has
Let me
been like
just
near perfect.
Let me just interrupt you there real quickly. Let me just prove TJ wrong in terms of what he was told me shitty about Halo here. First match that I just got, my gamer tag 11 kills, drawn TJ 8 kills. Next match, where is it? What do we have?
God.
And what
TJ sound
modes
like
were
he needs
those?
to step up.
What modes were those? What modes?
Big team
Let's be more
battle, Gyre. What's
Mhm.
the other one? What's the
Mhm.
other
Ooh,
one
Olympic
here?
key battle.
So it's the other one. Let me just try to look for it here.
Now, do me a favor, Fabio. Go pull up SWAT or whatever you call it. Pull up that.
Another the
And
other one, Buffalo Lizard,
that's where I
which
destroy
is
you.
my gamer tag. 15, and round TJ, 9 kills. By the way, you are just comparing one mode which we played a few days ago. I'm comparing with 5 modes which we played yesterday, bitch.
Mhm.
Start throwing
Yeah.
shade at now, motherfucker.
Zesty.
Okay, but here's the thing, like TJ is a machine when he's playing Tactical Slayer. When he's playing SWAT, he's crazy. He's really good at it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's my
really?
favorite
Oh, okay.
fucking mode. It's
Seriously?
like,
headshots
Okay.
only, no shields. Yeah,
no, it's
one shot.
seriously like
Oh, no
the
shields. Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Getting the
one
first shot
shot.
in. That's
True
it.
one shot.
Yep.
Not like Call of
like
Duty hardcore bullshit. Like one
Right.
shot, one
TJ.
shot.
I think you almost got close to what 30 kills that match. That was amazing,
Yeah,
honestly. That was
I
really
love that
brutal.
fucking mode. That's my ultimate favorite mode in Halo. That's how all the modes should be. One shot fucking kill. Get rid of the shield.
Oh my
But
lord, that's a skill issue
that's my
now.
opinion.
On that note,
I was
homies,
getting ready to say he beat me
are
to it.
we're ready for outros? Yes. On that note, I mean,
Yeah.
you've talked enough smack. I'm just saying. I mean, God.
I don't know. I think he had a
mean,
little more left.
I always
mean,
love to
honestly,
talk shit, so it's
it was
fun.
just it was just to make fun of each other. Like I love playing Halo with TJ. Like it's a really
I
good time, honestly.
Yeah.
know. I know. I'm just giving you all shit. I have to get in on it somehow, right?
Well, yeah, Bob needs to get off with his lube, you know. So
Jeez.
Oh, Bobby.
All right.
You gonna let him get away with that?
Fabio and Marine, where can people find you at?
Find me on the not just on the Games Alive podcast, on the XPN Network YouTube channel, wherever the fuck we are going to be doing any live
Yes.
streams, some Battlefront 2 live streams, some podcasts. I don't know when the fuck we're going to be back with that. You can find me also on Twitter as FP1Marine97, and you can find me also as Buffon Lizard 8 on Xbox. Thank you very much. But yeah, you can find me also sometimes on the Wasted with Wise podcast. Thank you very much, Bob.
No problem. Mr. Drawn TJ, sir, where can people find you?
you can find me on Game Set Live at 5 p.m. PST with KY Bob, Fabio, Bushido, Vinny whenever he shows up, and then also with Wise whenever he shows up.
Back that's Vinny.
But
Yeah, shout out, Vinny.
honestly, and then you can find me also on X and on Xbox at Drawn TJ. Obviously it's Drawn TJ 450 on X, but otherwise Drawn TJ. And yeah, everyone please hit the like and also subscribe.
Awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. Mr. Bushido, N7.
Yes.
Well, sir,
Yeah.
where can people find you at?
Whoa, Bob, thanks a lot. They can find me on the Twitter, on the Xbox and the PlayStation. Also on the Steam.
Oh, jeez.
and also
Got a
on
PC
the
gamer
Wasted
on our
with
hands
Wise
here.
podcast. Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. Excuse me. So anyway, they could find me there at Mr. Bushido N7, just playing games and talking smack and trolling. Don't take anything I say seriously because everything's all in jokes and fun. And I love even skirting the lines of making it look like I really don't like somebody. Like when it comes to Fabio, and I guess it's just
And
Fabio.
me.
No, I really don't like you though. But
Oh,
no,
fuck you.
I'm joking. But yeah, that's it though. That's it. And of course, on this show with these motley crew of uh whatever Bob usually
That's
calls us on Wednesday nights at oh no, that's right, it's Thursdays now. Thursday nights, 8 p.m., which was earlier, but I'm not gonna do about that.
No, it's supposed to be on
On the
Wednesday nights, but we didn't get it done this week. It is going to be Wednesday nights because I need a break between this show and Wasted with Wise. I need a break. I
hear you with that.
can't do my show and Wasted with Wise 2 days in a row. It's going to be rough on me
You ain't
tomorrow
I
night.
mean,
You ain't kidding.
yeah,
mean,
back to
Especially
back.
with the crew in there.
I mean, you can find us on Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, Arabian nights, and that's it.
Yeah. You're going to see Bob and Bushido
I like
and
that.
Fabio on Wasted with Wise tomorrow night, and we're all going to be sitting there. We're not going to be saying anything unless we're talked
You ain't
to
kidding.
directly because we're like, we're going to be jet lagged after
Yeah,
two
you
and a
ain't
half
kidding.
hours of this show.
That's it.
Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm going to give a shout out and an outro for our esteemed guest that's not here, Mr. Wasted with Wise. You can find him Wasted with Wise. He's called the Wiseode Gamer on social media and on the gaming platforms, and he also does the Wasted with Wise podcast at 6 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Friday night. So tomorrow night, everybody be there to support him. He just hit
Or be
300
square.
Yeah, don't be square. Don't take Bob's
That's
saying
right.
from him. Be there or don't be square. He just hit 300 subscribers, and we're all supporting him, trying to get. He's got more subscribers than this podcast has got. So that should tell you something. And he gets a lot wilder than this one gets. So yeah,
You ain't kidding.
Yeah, he is wise and he is old.
He's
I
tame
guess.
compared to what he used to be. He said, I guess.
Oh, so on top of that,
So you mentioned
this is KY Bob. You can catch me on all social platforms, all gaming platforms. KY Bob on YouTube, trying to wrangle this band of misfits and failing miserably every Wednesday night. This week, Thursday night at 8 p.m. on the KY Bobby YouTube channel. So you even got me saying Bobby instead of Bob. Bushido, damn it.
Bobby.
Yeah,
started a
Game
long
Set
time
Live.
ago.
And yes, you can catch me on Friday nights on the Wasted with Wise podcast. Tomorrow night, I won't be saying anything unless spoken to. I'll be resting. I'll have my sunglasses on so that nobody can see me taking a nap during the show because I'm going to need it after this one.
Glasses at night. There's a bunch of lemon talk. Don't worry, I miss neither
Yeah.
one of us talking. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. I will leave you all with what I leave you all with every show, and that is catch our audio wherever you listen to your podcasts. And at the end of the day, gamers, get outside, touch some grass, hug someone you love, and game on, baby. We'll
and
see you
such
all
on grass
next week.
without the G.
Yeah, whatever Bush said. I don't pay any attention to him anymore. It's
go with it. Just go.
Just go with it. Yeah. Do what
Yeah,
he
this goes
said.
slow.
I condone it.
Ladies
Do
and
what he
gentlemen,
said.
golf claps.
He's
Golf
like,
claps to
"Don't
the end of the show.
Yep.
Come on now.
Total claps.